We added a picture to the wall, so.
Oh, it really ties the room together. Cool. Okay. So let's start again, right?
Yes.
This is episode 9 of the 9 to 5 Elon podcast. And I'm Asif.
We're Tesla Fudge.
Yeah, you're Tony and Sarah also.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm Techno Sucks, if we're going to go by our Twitter handles and social medias. And I'm Army of Techno on Byte. But yeah.
So bizarre.
I know.
Hip with the kids.
You are so hip.
I'm
just glad Vine's back.
I loved Vine. I don't know if you remember, but I was pretty active on Vine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that Byte's back. And you should be too. It's ridiculous. Because it's only 6 seconds. Brevity is super important. Yeah. The same brevity that was required with 140 characters on Twitter is required with Byte with 6 seconds. But with that, like when you create constraints for creativity like that, you get interesting things.
You get better stuff.
And even if it sucks, it's only 6 seconds.
Right. It's just like tweets. It's the same principle.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why you're seeing me. I've gone ham, and I've been my dog Will has been also going ham.
Was it January 1st or maybe the 10th or 7th or something? You really all of a sudden you just turned it on. You're just like turbocharged social media king.
I mean, I don't know exactly. I don't know if you can point to a day, but there've definitely been things going on in the political realm that are motivating me to be more active. And
January, you just went crazy. I can't even keep up with your stuff. It's like overwhelming to try and keep up.
Good. Because you know what? I have to flood my feed with as much important liberal information as possible. And calling out disinformation, because there is a mass disinformation campaign on the internet towards liberal philosophies. And I am definitely someone who is liberal. Like these things that I care about, healthcare for everybody, climate change, doing something about it now. You know, those are two huge things. Oh, marijuana legalization and the reversal of nonviolent drug criminals who are in jail right now, who are predominantly minorities. Oh yeah, while we're talking about minorities, let's stop putting kids in cages. How about we do that? That's super inspirational and liberal, you guys.
This is what I'm talking about.
I know.
January 1st.
I might join Twitter just so I can follow you.
Yeah, seriously, just do it. Just follow me. That's all you need. At Techno Sucks. But no, it's like, I'm just fed up. Like, I'm fed up with this crap. And like, I don't want the status quo. I want someone who's going to affect positive change. And I don't have to like the guy. It doesn't have to be a likable person. It's his philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
If your philosophy aligns with mine, especially the anti-war component, like, I hate that we've been in war for almost our entire adult life. It is our entire adult life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is our entire.
It's more than that.
It's like we were teenagers when the war on terror started. We're now all old.
Yeah.
Like, we're ancient. We're in our 30s. We're about to be in our 40s, for God's sake. So yeah, like, this is it. I think this is one of those years. Sarah's not about to be in her 40s. I am. I see it coming like a freight train at me.
She's about to be in her 40s.
Hey, how dare you, sir?
Mentally.
So yes, there's those things have been a catalyst for me to be more vocal, because I do have a lot of followers. I do have a platform on Shacknews. I'm a part of the media, and I hate what the media does on an everyday basis when it comes to politics. And I know I'm a video game website, but I happen to have a forum where the largest thread every day for 3 years has been called the Trump dump.
Yeah, the political one.
It's a massive political discussion, but we keep it to one thread.
Yeah.
Our community said, let's keep it here. And if you don't want to see it, you can turn off political filters. It's gone. Poof.
Yeah.
That's like, as someone who has to moderate a forum and has been there for 3 years in the trenches, watching what Trump has done to the political psyche of America, yes, I'm motivated to get him out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I really feel like America is a big dumb pendulum. And it's like, we went Obama, who was the first black president, huge moment for liberals and everyone. And we swung way too far to the right, to this idiot, the most corrupt idiot billionaire in the history of this office.
Yeah.
And I think as a big dumb pendulum, maybe we can all just try to push it back to the left as far as possible to overcorrect. So I think this is our shot to do that. But yeah, that's why I've been so active and vocal on social media. And I don't know what day it was, but there was definitely a day where I saw a huge misinformation campaign and I was just fed up. I was like, you guys are taking down, you know what, it was those two candidates, you know. There's two senators that I like both of them. And I saw the media trying to tear them apart and I'm like, no. We can't let that happen. Not right now. Because then
I didn't realize that was the actual catalyst. We didn't ever discuss it, so. It
was a lot of misinformation. I was just like, I was like, no. You can't tell me that this guy's a misogynist all of a sudden. No. This 78-year-old guy who said in 1988 that a woman could be president did not suddenly decide in 2018 that she couldn't be president anymore. That doesn't happen. And I just thought CNN did a disservice when during the debate, they basically implied that one of those two candidates was lying, and they forced that conflict, and it was contrived. And it's like the two most liberal candidates, the two candidates that have healthcare for all on their platform, that have debt forgiveness on their platform, they both happen to want to tax corporations. Yeah. Gee, I wonder why they caused a rift there. So yes, that was it. That was where I was like, no. It's like, I even tweeted, I said, you can take the briefcase man out of the army of techno. You can't take the army of techno out of the briefcase man. So that's what's happening here. Is that,
it's intense.
Like, Army of Techno has always been a politically driven company. It's always been a company about affecting positive change. So here we are. It's 2020. I know that I have more of a platform than I did in 2016, so I'm going to be more vocal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a neighbor that put a Trump sign on the border of my property in 2016 to make it look like it was my house that had the sign. And they did that on the other side of their property too, to make it look like my neighbor across the street.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so they had two sides of their basically their border, right? It was like their own little Trump fence, their own little border wall.
Their wall.
Their own little wall. And I didn't say anything. I just gave them dirty looks. My neighbor across the street made them move it. And they went back to one. No, I just looked at them and I was just like, because this is a family that voted for Obama in 2008, then Romney in 2012, and then Trump in 2016. They're part of that big dumb pendulum, is what I'm saying. So now they're gonna have to drive by a Bernie sign every day. But
yeah, I think pendulum wise, like, there's a lot of, we talk about markets being pendulums, right, swinging one way and then the other. But it's just like, it's so far beyond at this point. I think when we started the Tesla Fudge social media accounts, like Sarah running the Instagram and me running the Twitter, I think we both stayed away from political stuff for the first, it was like July, right, that we started, I think.
Yeah.
When we got or just before we got the Model 3. So I feel like as time has gone on, I'm like much less afraid to just like go into the fray on Twitter about certain things. It's there's just so much nonsense. I mean, the discussion doesn't always end up being positive. Like, everyone just draws a line and says,
but I think same motivation, Tony, where you early on in our podcast were about pointing out misinformation about electric vehicles.
Oh, for sure.
That same philosophy is why I'm more active right now. But I do think that electric vehicle enthusiasts and Tesla enthusiasts have to, almost by definition, be liberal, because you are promoting a sustainable transport future. You're part of the electric vehicle revolution. The fact that it's a revolution is because of all those giant corporations that don't want EVs to succeed.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like inevitable that if you're an EV believer, if you believe in alternative energy, that you're going to be anti-establishment, because the establishment wants us to use oil for another 30 years. So I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
But also, Tesla owners are also a privileged bunch, I would say.
Oh, they're wealthy.
So not a lot of the social issues that piss me off are necessarily relevant to a lot of our viewers, I think, and a lot of our like fellow Tesla enthusiasts.
But
I might be off, but I feel like
I think as the Tesla goes down in price, like Model 3 has introduced a lower price point where it's more affordable. We have more people on Chatty that own Teslas than we did before the Model 3 launch, because
of course,
Model S and Model X were very luxury cars. 3 is still a luxury car, but it's not $100,000.
Yeah, it's broadened the base too, because they can sell more of them, and then that's.
But I gotta say, like,
demographic than like.
There are more Teslas on the road in Ohio today than there have ever been.
We've been seeing so many.
It's insane. It's crazy.
It reminds me, and I say this ad nauseum, it reminds me of the iPod. iPod just kept proliferating until everyone had an iPod.
There's so many people that have Teslas in Ohio now, people don't even wave anymore.
Yeah, there's
like,
no
like right the last like 6 months, like everybody's like, "What's up, Tesla owner?" Now it's like everyone's just like, "This is the greatest car ever."
I will always hang 10 whenever I see a Tesla. I'm always gonna hang 10 you, no question, no questions asked. I see a 3, I see an X. If I see a 3 in a parking lot, I'm parking next to the 3.
I do the same thing. So there's now we're up to 5 Teslas in the who I'm consulting for's parking lot right now. We're up to 5.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
160 people, so 5 of them already.
But it's been so awesome and motivating to see how successful it is, and how
cool. Being a part of it early on, it's pretty cool. But for you, it's got to be insane because
I was very early.
Super early adopter, had an S, and then you got an X.
Yeah,
and the 3's out, and it's just like everywhere.
After I test drove your 3, I told you I was jealous of certain features.
Of course.
I still am. The fact that you have regen all the way down to 0 and I don't, that bothers me so much. Every day. I get in my car.
Supercharging either.
I get into my car and I'm like, this car is trash compared to the Model 3. And I have doors that open for me. I have Falcon Wing doors. And I still think it's crap compared to the 3. So that's what I think is amazing, is that you look at my S, no sensors, no autopilot, bought it in 2013, to now where we are 7 years later. Holy crap. No company has executed like this in that time period. And it's
we should talk about executing. We should talk about stock price now.
Okay. Yeah. We'll jump back to general news in a second.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what happened here with this
Lola really wants to talk about
Lola's
stocks.
winning the stream right now.
Lola, do you want to talk about stocks? Oh wait, we got here we go. That's Nintendo.
Gosh, we should actually have had the clip queued up from last podcast to talk about the.
Do you want me to? I can go back and cut it in.
Parabolic. No, you don't need to.
Okay, that's
just trust us. If you need it, go back to episode 8 and watch.
Yeah, go watch me talking about the stock in episode 8. The rev strat happened. You remember how I was saying that we went inside year in 2018, right? 2017 was this year. We went inside that.
You get it. Say what a rev strat is, because I bet there's people that are going to watch this one. They're going to be like, "What's a rev strat?"
So a reversal strategy is when you have you have to have an inside year to set up for it, right? And that means that there was an attempt at price equilibrium, right? We stayed inside the previous year's range. The last time we saw this was it was this 3 bars, right? We saw it 2014, stock went from 136 to 291. 2015, stock stayed inside that range. 2016, Tesla broke down below 181.40 cents, only to come back with it up back inside that range, hitting a high in that year of 269.34. When it broke out above 269.34, that became a rev strat buy signal. And in 2017, and you'll remember 2017 was when Elon was smoking weed on Joe Rogan, and he also said 420 confirmed.
The Model 3 nightmare building, the
389 was the high of that year.
Yeah.
So 389.61 cents. 2018 stock traded inside of that range. Last year, before this podcast, before the podcast went out, Tesla had not broken out above 387.46. It did. And then it was like a freight train after that.
Yeah.
I said, watch this number. If it goes above that, you have a rev strat. That's what this bar is.
Yeah,
2019 is a RevStrat year. And the nice thing about this is we have a defined stop now. 435 and 31 cents is your stop for this signal not to be valid. Guess what? We're about 130 above that right now.
Yeah, we like it. It's good.
This is the most obvious RevStrat I've ever seen, and it was amazing.
It's good. It's also accurate because it means they're real. A lot of people are realizing that it's a software company, not just a vehicle company or even a clean energy company.
Yeah, a chart is only going to show you what the market is thinking about it. It's not. I'm not predicting anything. I give you the numbers where it could go. If it goes above that, this could happen. If it goes below that, this could happen. Right?
Yeah, I think what's helpful is that the analysis you just gave is exactly what the hedge fund people and the large investors.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what they see.
Yes,
which is why it continues to climb because everyone's like, okay, now we have a floor.
No, I'm really glad you brought that up.
This valuation, it's going to go crazy.
You have 90% of volume in the stock market is computerized trading. And they're not using fundamental news. They use news, but this is their real rules.
Right.
They are rule-based and they look for equilibrium breaks. This is a stock trading strategy that I was taught by Rob Smith over at T3 Live. So I want to shout out Rob. He calls it the strat, but it's obvious. This stock is a buy above that number, above 435.31. So, last week you asked me if it's a buy. I'm like, it really depends on your time horizon, and I've had a lot. I can just tell you that, I was an Apple shareholder for over 20 years. I held it through 10 bear markets because I believed in the long-term secular story, right? I can tell you that there were times in the time of being that shareholder where I was worried about overwhelming bullishness. We are getting very close to that here at Tesla because we are up. I mean, God, we're up like $400.
Yeah.
In less than a year. I just think that there's going to be a moment sometime this year where Tesla reports a very good quarter and the stock goes down because we are pricing in everything right now.
Yeah.
But the other thing going on, which is especially great for us because we own Tesla stock, is that this is a short squeeze of epic proportions. There were a ton of people betting against Tesla.
Well, they're still betting against it.
Oh, there's
a lot
still
of them doubled down.
There's
a lot of them doubled down on the dip, right?
There's a ton of them that are betting against it. Still, like almost 20% of the stock is held short. It was 27% at one point. So it is down. And I have heard rumors, usually on Mondays, of hedge funds blowing up because of Tesla shorts. Where it's like when you short a company, you have infinite downside unless you hedge it in some way. So these Tesla bears are so full of themselves. Oh my God. They were certain that there were boats full of cars that no one wanted, and they were painting it in a tent, and it was no good, and people hated the cars. How much FUD, did we see? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. How much fake news was there? Even that story of the unintended acceleration.
Yeah,
right.
Like that's the latest one. I have had more people text me that, family members, friends, like, what's the deal with that unintended acceleration? I'm like, it's completely bogus.
Yeah,
like completely bogus. And we get a short seller that's submitting the report. Like,
yeah, the fact that
and if it was happening, people would be uploading videos of it all the time.
Yes.
Like just like any problem with the Tesla, people upload videos of it, and it bubbles to the top, and people see it, and things get done about it. It's just
so yeah.
There's exceptions to everything. It's just it's crazy to see.
I get someone asked me every day if they should buy Tesla. It's now every day somebody asks me if they should buy Tesla. I'm worried. I feel like, and this goes beyond Tesla at this point, right? I think the broader stock market is kind of setting up for some pain.
Well, Well,
because
do you just mean the election, or do you mean...
Yes, because I believe that Bernie Sanders will win. And I think Bernie Sanders winning will be viewed as negative for the stock market. And you have a stock market, and I'm not saying that it's going to be negative for the country. I just mean that Wall Street is going to get taxed, and they're going to cry about it.
Well, yeah, that's totally cyclical. Like
you have a S&P 500, right? The SPY is what we use. 6710 was the bottom in 2009. Here we are in 2020. It hit a high of 332.
Yeah, it just doesn't even
Just how much more upside is there to the stock market? Is Apple going to 3 trillion market cap? I don't think so. So that's not in a straight line. I doubt it. Like, where's this money coming from? You know, you have to wonder. At some point.
If you ask me, I would tell you I have no idea.
Right? It seems farcical at this point. But,
yeah, but it also seemed farcical like 2 years ago. It seemed farcical, and it's still now farcical.
Yes. Because bubbles go up long, and this is why you haven't seen me say short the market. I did not say that today. I don't know when this will stop, but when it does, I will tell you to short the market.
We'll be very sad. Everyone's going to be
Everyone's going to be sad, but everyone's going to be in the pool. That's my point. And Tesla is going to be, Tesla is a vehicle in the stock market. It is the hot stock on Wall Street. You're an idiot if you missed Tesla. If you're a hedge fund and you got Tesla right last year, you are kings right now. There's not many hedge funds that got it right, is my point. Yeah. So now there's this catch-up that's being played. Mm-hmm. And that's a dangerous game. Because when Apple, in past times, had a hot product, and it was a year and a half into its life cycle. Now, granted, Tesla has an amazing pipeline. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that there are times where the stock gets ahead of its expectations in the short run. And then there's a correction. And then everyone says, this is the time. You're going to hear all the bears saying, I was right. Tesla's going to zero. And that's when you buy.
Yeah.
There's
no question that there's a lot of risk, right? There's a lot of things that could go wrong for the company. Mm-hmm. But right now it has so much momentum. Like it's just like the products and the software and the non-car stuff they have going on. There's just like there's a crazy number of things. And I don't know if the $700 price mark that people keep saying like, oh yeah, it's going to reach 7 and that's where it's going to plateau. Yeah. Like I don't think there are a lot of people saying, oh, 500 is going to be the number it plateaus at.
It's arbitrary. I've said this. I think I told both of you this when you were my clients. Share price is meaningless. I can divide a pie in a billion pieces, and a piece of pie is cheap, or I can divide it in 4, and the piece of pie is more expensive. You get more pie, is my point. It's like share price is a function of whatever broker decided to have X amount of shares of Tesla.
Right.
And to come up with these fictional numbers that are not based on PE, their price to earnings ratio, are not based on price to sales ratios, are not based on discounted cash flows, you're full of shit if you're coming up with price targets out of thin air. And that's my concern. When a guy says he's going to eat his shoe if Tesla doesn't hit 700 on battery day, I get worried.
Yeah.
And like, that's all I'm saying.
At least they're just saying it on Twitter. And that's
still idiots. Like, just stop. Like, just I was an Apple bull for a really long time, but I witnessed people get too bullish at the wrong time, and Apple would drop. Apple in 2008, good example, dropped from 200 to 80 at the time. You know, split adjusted, that was around $11, the bottom, and now it's here at 320. So if you held through it, you're fine. But there was pain in that year. Oh, by the way, 2008 was an election year when a Republican lost.
Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Just saying. So yeah.
All right. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see like how much Tesla going to overcome that. Because like Model Y, the truck.
I think the point that you're making.
Powerwall's getting cheaper. The wider distribution of the solar panels on the roof tiles. There's a bunch of stuff.
I think the point you're making is about secular growth.
Yeah. Can that overcome the election? That's the thing that I probably most worry about. simplifying it for a dummy that's me that isn't much of an event.
Let's just make sure we win the election first, though, because last time we all thought we had it in the bag and we all got screwed. So
I hear you, but I also thought Donald Trump was going to win in 2016. I predicted Trump would win in 2016. I don't know if you remember, Tony, but I predicted.
I remember.
But and here's the thing: as a portfolio manager, I go into every election year with a model for what happens if Trump wins, what happens if Bernie wins. What happens if X or Y occurs? And then I figure out who do I beat up. And you know who I want to short? XLF, the banks. XLV, the pharmaceutical companies. Right? And you could go after the oil companies. Right? There's a bunch. The defense companies. You think the defense companies are going to do well in a Bernie presidency?
Likely not.
So there are so many short opportunities out there that are better than Tesla that you have to be a moron to decide to short Tesla right now. You have to be clinically insane to want to pick that one. And then you remember me using the same language about Apple. I'd be like, you'd have to be nuts to want to short Apple in that decade of the iPod, iPhone renaissance. Because here's my point about 2008 and Apple. Apple grew in 2008. It was the second year of the freaking iPhone. It had 3G. They were selling more units. Fundamentally, the company did better.
Yeah.
But the premium for stocks went down. And if you're a high beta company, your premium comes off too.
Yeah, that was the whole market. It wasn't just.
Exactly. Correlations go to 1. And if you're a member of any indice, you're going to get hit too. And I pointed out when we were talking earlier today, Tesla is part of the NASDAQ 100, which has futures and will be traded very, very liquidly. It's going to get beat up with everyone else. And that's my point. And that's the buying opportunity.
Yep.
When it's hated, when the shorts are pumping their chests, when everyone says Bernie's going to blow up the country, give everyone, I don't know, puppies. Whatever his platform, whatever the FUD will be.
I don't think Bernie's going to blow up the country.
No, he won't. But the media will they'll make stupid people think that. And Wall Street is going to throw a tantrum.
I know, I was just kidding.
It's what they do. Wall Street always throws a tantrum.
All right, we should go back to general news.
General news.
No more stocks.
Let's talk about...
No more stock talk.
Sorry, but how about that Tesla company?
It's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Crazy. It was hard to not get caught up. When it was like 9% a day for 2 weeks or something.
It reminded me of Apple.
This is too much. This is crazy.
It reminded me of Apple back in the day. You would go there, and I used to do my little Apple dance every day because the stock just kept going up. I didn't have to do anything. I just sat there and let them make me money. And it's happening again. It's a great company, secular grower, the fastest revenue growing company that I follow on earth. None of that's going to change this year. So just this exuberance that you have now, bottle up some of it for a dark day. And if the stock somehow dips
it for the election.
Yeah, if the stock somehow dips to that 430 level, you buy it. You know? But yeah, so our friend over at the Big Play Reflog show, he did something really funny that I just wanted to shout out. I showed this to you guys before we started. But
we can't hear it, but maybe you're capturing it.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you can't hear it, I'm not really sure if it's going to record. I'll just give you a little synopsis while it plays. He got the coach of the Cleveland Browns, Hugh Jackson, who went 0-16, actually 1-31 in 2 years. He only won one game in 2 years. He got him
NFL coach of all time.
Yeah, the worst Browns coach of all time, which is saying something because we have a lot of bad coaches. Reflog, the guy who organized the Browns parade. Remember, we had a parade to celebrate the failure because that's Cleveland as hell. He paid Hugh Jackson on Cameo. Have you heard of this Cameo?
Yeah.
Okay. He paid him $60 to thank him for throwing the parade. And it's just one of my favorite Cleveland sports things to ever happen.
Very bizarre.
It just makes me love Reflog. So shout out to Reflog for that. That was part of our general news. I wish I had like a breaking news animation, but there was breaking news here in Canton, Ohio today. I broke it on Twitter. Swenson's changed their fry recipe.
That's dangerous stuff.
Sarah is pro Swenson's changing their fry recipe.
Yeah, I grew up with Swenson's. I love almost everything about Swenson's except their fries. So I'm on board with them trying to switch it up.
Okay.
They're not dairy.
I haven't tried them yet, so
not only did they do that, that wasn't it. They introduced waffle fries. The way to go, but waffle fries.
I'll try them. Is it like Chick-fil-A fries? What kind of waffle fries are we talking? Like seasoned ones?
They are
Rally's
like
waffle
Rally's fries or like Chick-fil-A?
Definitely not like Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A leaves the skin on it.
Yeah.
Which is gross.
Which I'm not on board with.
Not at all.
No.
These were much waffle fries.
Were they crunchy?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on board. So that's why I don't like Swenson's fries. They're mushy and gross.
You're going to like the waffle fries.
I'm excited.
I'm telling you, you're going to like the waffle fries.
I'm really excited.
I know you. You're going to like them. I liked the old fries. I thought they were like only when they were crispy, right?
Yeah.
I also
like
them.
Which is never.
But they were sometimes. They were like
only
magical.
If you get onion rings, are they crispy?
No. I know, but
false.
So they must have changed.
Also doesn't like Wendy's fries.
I don't like Wendy's, period.
Wendy's fries are pretty terrible.
Fries are pretty close to Wendy's fries.
No, I'm on board with with this whole Wendy's fries. Wendy's fries are the least consistent French fry maybe ever. Yeah. Actually, Wendy's food is the least consistent.
Like cheap oil. They taste bad.
Just like Swenson's fries. They're also very inconsistent.
Swenson's fries are super inconsistent, but now
they're like the most inconsistent fries. There's no question. I still like them.
I like the potatoes they use, I guess, or the oil. They changed the oil. That's all I'm saying. The oil is different. It's
really because that means they'd have to change the oil for the everything. You can't just change the oil for the fries. That's not how the fryer system works.
That's a good point. Maybe they did.
Because they're gonna. Because what are they? Did they still have mushroom poppers? Whatever those weird things are they had for a while. They had mushrooms.
They had those potato popper things.
Yeah, they still have all those things. Huh.
It's all the same oil.
I have to
so
try. We're gonna make it road.
We're gonna have to try every single thing that's fried.
Yeah, I sent out a tweet to everyone I knew from Northeast Ohio, alerting them to this. But yeah, they haven't put it on the website yet.
They still have the gross ones in the picture.
Yeah, these doesn't even
look good in the photo.
No, they really don't. Those are undercooked in the photo. But yeah, obviously better. And yes, they still have the potato puffs.
Yeah, which are not that great.
No,
they're bland.
So I'm not really sure where we're going. But I'm not.
But they started following us on Twitter, so.
I mean, they've been following me.
Well, this is an improvement for us.
This is huge.
I like that this general news segment is like only things about Ohio.
Well, I mean, yeah, so far.
I like it. I like that we're just like, we don't care. We're talking about politics and we're talking about Ohio. We don't care about Tesla anymore.
No, we care about Tesla. We talked about Tesla. We pounded our chest about the stock. I was right again.
I was gonna tie it back together though, because
low key best stock picker on earth.
You tweeted that Swenson's tweet at us.
Yeah.
To notify us, and because of that, Swenson's followed Tesla Fudge on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So I then replied with a picture of our cars in the Swenson's parking lot.
Yeah.
Right.
With the Swenson's is now following you screen cap, and a picture of us eating delicious Swenson's on your china in your kitchen.
That's true.
Fancy Swenson's.
Very fancy Swenson's dinner. So
we always have fancy Swenson's dinners when you come up here.
Yeah.
It's either
has Swenson's Twitter account ever made a comment about you tweeting like the dashboard of your Tesla with Swenson's stuff?
They just like it. They don't usually reply. Okay. They usually will like or retweet.
Okay.
But like,
I know you're a big Swenson's influencer.
Well,
in addition,
I will frequently update people about what milkshake is at the store right now.
That's very
they
valuable.
have liked some of my posts.
That's extremely valuable.
Because I've posted like Tesla Swenson's.
Yeah, you posted that photo.
But they don't follow me.
Yeah, they've never. Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Are they on Instagram?
I don't even know.
Yeah, they've liked my stuff on Instagram before because I've tagged them before.
Here's an interesting thing about them. You know how like delivery is huge now?
Yeah.
DoorDash and Grubhub and Postmates. They don't have any support for that at all.
Well.
It's kind of weird.
Better to eat it there.
There's a few places in Cincinnati that are the same way. Our favorite Indian place, Sean India, Hollerback, they also do not use any of those services.
Yeah, it's and I
have to come to us and get it. You can't get a third party to get it.
I hear you, Sarah. It is better to eat it there in your car, but I live like half a mile from there.
Right. Yeah. So I would maybe get like a milkshake delivered or like a California or something.
Yeah, or like if you're sick,
the burgers get kind of gooey.
I would get any of it. It's delicious, including the fries. I'll even try.
I'm just saying that, like, if now that we're all Swenson's influencers, the whole podcast is
very exciting.
They need to bring a food truck to Cincinnati. That's what I want.
If they expanded Southwest, that would be huge.
There's only one.
They're in Columbus.
They're in Columbus.
One truck.
Yeah.
There's only one truck?
Isn't there only one truck? That's what I heard.
I don't know. Fake news, maybe. I don't know.
No.
I guess you're right.
Maybe. It travels around, but
I think there's just one. It was like they're demoing it. It's a test market kind of thing.
Yeah.
They've catered as few as 10 and as many as 10,000.
Dude, they don't play around.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Why didn't we have them cater our wedding? We should have done that. That was a mistake.
We're fools. That's why. Because it was a breakfast wedding.
That's true. We had brunch.
Oh yeah, you can't really have Swenson's for breakfast.
Because I like bacon a lot.
Swenson's for dinner after everyone's drunk from the wedding.
There was no drinking because it was breakfast.
Oh God.
I guess we could have done mimosas or something. All right. Anyway, forget that. I have a question.
We were in college and had no money.
That's a good point.
I just thought of this because of your comment about telling people what the milkshake flavor is at Swenson's. That's a valuable public service that you're doing as a journalist. Did you notice the guy that tweeted and put journalist in double quotes when you made some comment?
Yeah.
Did you destroy that guy later on? Did I miss it? Did I just fall out of the thread? Because I was like, I really hope you reply to that guy.
Oh, man. No, I'm so used to it. It's like...
Really?
It just goes... I've learned to let that just roll off of me. Games journalists are the most abused journalists in the world. We are, like, below music journalists in the tier list.
Yeah. I feel like now, like in today, like with Trump and everything, like even real journalists get like
double quoted.
Like,
it was one of our viewers, so he's gonna hear this. It was Watcher.
So I feel like
I know. I love. See,
it's really common.
Clearly from his tweet, like he knew something about the industry, so I think he was just trolling.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I felt like because you've just been on fire lately, I was like, Asim's definitely going to reply to this tweet. I got to remember to come back and check this thread because it's going to be awesome.
No, man. I'm telling you, laser focused. We got to vote for Bernie here, folks. Vote for Bernie. Because that Green New Deal is really important. He wrote the damn bill on Medicare for all. He's going to tax corporations. I guarantee there would be carbon credits. It's just... I want to live in a country that's even remotely inspiring right now because there's so many terrible things happening.
Yeah.
Like French fries at Swenson's getting even worse somehow. But at the same time, we have waffle fries to give us hope.
Maybe they're better.
I look forward to hearing Sarah's take on the waffle fries.
I'll do a review.
Yeah, because mine, I was already biased because apparently I have a gutter palate that liked the original fries. But I will say this. I couldn't eat just the fries. I would do fries and ring.
Yeah. And you have to dip them in something or they're like...
Yeah, why just one? Why take... Yeah. You don't need only one. You buy them both.
Tongue.
Yeah. I mean, that's the nice thing about Swenson's. You can just go like, I'll have all of it.
Yeah.
You just get both. It's still $11. No matter how many items you get at Swenson's, the bill is $11. So
it totally was. That's how much it costs.
Always. Every single time.
That's hilarious.
Another drink. A galley boy, 2 burgers.
I love that.
$11.
That's such a fact. I don't understand. That's Ohio. You could eat for $11 in Ohio, folks.
I want 12 Californias. It's still $11.
Okay.
Some kind of progressive discount system.
Should we? Okay. Should we talk about Mike Bloomberg for a second?
I mean. Just for a second, in that I consume a lot of YouTube Tesla content.
Yeah.
And I am not allowed, apparently, to see any other ad other than a Bloomberg ad.
So, because I knew I live in Ohio and I watch a lot of YouTube, I have given up and signed up for YouTube Premium. So, I don't have to watch Mike Bloomberg ads on YouTube. But YouTube TV is also my TV source. And all I see on YouTube TV will be Mike Bloomberg ads. Like,
that's impressive.
During football, it's like 3 Mike Bloomberg ads.
Do we know what he and his shadow companies are spending to buy that much YouTube airtime?
Millions. It's
Insane.
gotta be millions.
Gotta be insane.
Like tens of millions.
I mean, it's probably been 3 weeks since I saw anything but a Bloomberg ad on YouTube.
He's really trying to win Ohio, and he has no shot.
But you're not, are you like, have you endorsed any candidate with either money or following or?
Absolutely not.
So that's probably why I see less of them. That's probably why I see less of them.
I donated.
Because I still see Elizabeth Warren everything.
I donated.
That's like all I see.
I clearly donated.
Every once in a while, I see Bloomberg on Facebook.
No, I think I must just be
else,
the exact target based on my YouTube.
We're the target demo, Tony.
Yeah, I've got to be the exact demographic.
Male.
I've literally never seen. There's no other ads. I was just like, what happened to YouTube? Did she just buy Google or something? Like
white male Tesla owner, 30s, kid, married, and then me. It's like white, not white, liberal. They're like whatever.
Tiny dog.
Yeah, they're like this guy. He likes billionaires. No.
He likes Swenson's. He likes the Browns.
They look at my analytics and they're so confused. They're like, he likes Smash Brothers, Swenson's, his dog, like a lot. And
the environment.
Yeah. The environment, electronic music. They're like, I don't know. But run the ad on his YouTube TV.
Yeah, he's gonna need.
Can't hurt.
Because YouTube TV, it's one of those things where like they don't have enough ads to fill the ad breaks. Have you ever seen that where they have like they play a song? So it will be literally 3 Bloomberg ads in a row, and I'm like, enough! I'm not gonna vote for you. Stop wasting your money.
Tell me about it. It's painful. A lot of the ads aren't bad though. I'm like,
the production value's good.
I appreciate that you're highlighting this.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you have the answer.
But no.
But you're just not the guy, man.
We're not. No one asked for this.
No one needs you.
No one was like, man, do we need Bloomberg to come save the day? No. And honestly, he would get wrecked by Trump. Like if we're just looking at head to head.
I think people would just tune out.
I think most of the
no one
Democrats
wants to hear 2 billionaires go at it.
Anybody would wreck him.
Yeah, it's no.
And you know what's funny? You bring up billionaires. This guy Tom Steyer, who's running.
Yeah.
Now, I really wanted to dislike him, but he seems like a sweet old man. That moment where he's like, "I just wanted to say hi, Bernie." I was like, "Oh."
Oh, bless his heart.
I'm not going to be here again, so I just want to say hi to you now, Bernie.
I was really touched by that. I was like, he's a sweet old man. Now, I'm not voting for him, and I do appreciate that he is only there because of climate change.
Yeah.
Like, that is what
I actually agree with him on a lot of his, platform.
I was surprised, too. I was like, wow, I actually like
that last debate, man, I felt the lack of diversity real hard, with Kamala gone and Yang gone. Like I was just like, there's no other voice. Like I don't know, it was rough.
I would say that there's one candidate, in my opinion, that speaks to disenfranchised voters better than the rest of them, and I'm putting my money and my time behind that guy. Hint.
Yeah.
Someone already stole his script in order to get elected, so just kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we got back there. What else was there in general news? Oh, we already talked about Byte. Hallelujah. So yeah, Kobe Bryant died.
Sad, awful that all those people died in a helicopter.
Yeah, we don't know who else died. His daughter was with him. We know that. That's really sad. It's complicated. There's been a lot of conversations on social media about this and on our forum. I wrote something earlier today about it, and I think it sums it up pretty well. I'll read that instead of trying to opine again because I don't. Here we go. I said, Kobe was great at basketball, and he was not a perfect person. He did score 81 points that one time against the Toronto Raptors. He's also hated for things he's done in the past. Today is going to be a weird day on the internet. I'm sad for his family and hope we can at least be kind to them. That's it. Like, it's not, I don't think it's like, because just from like someone who played basketball, like I appreciate what he did, his ability to play basketball, but then I also don't ignore what he did off the court while he was a player. But at the same time, it was weird. Like, I lived in the same city as him for 2 years, and I saw him quite a few times. Like, he would go to my grocery store, my Starbucks. In his post-basketball career, he was always with his kids. I'll say that much. So, like, it's just sad from a perspective, like, if you're a parent or if you know anyone who's like, I have 2 young nephews, like, I just am sad for his daughter today more than anything. And yeah, helicopters and millionaires die in helicopter accident. You know, like, the guy had a helipad in his backyard. He flew to the Staples Center. It's like
baller.
That's not baller. It's opulence.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Right? In a world, in a podcast that's about not burning fossil fuels.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Taking a helicopter to work is kind of the opposite.
Hey, maybe he was buying carbon offsets. We don't know.
We don't know about his carbon offset policy.
Also in a city with like smog alerts every other day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong person. I'm not a sports fanatic in any way.
Yeah.
Probably not a person to comment on it. But I definitely was like, wow, these are some very loving posts of Kobe Bryant, who I don't remember as being the greatest guy ever.
That's certainly not how I would remember him. Yeah. And
I have a hard time holding back and not like calling it out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I don't want to like tarnish like I don't want to ruin and make worse like what his family's going through and all that, and like rehash old stuff, but like we can't pretend he was this like perfect hero.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to.
It's super sad and I feel terrible for his family, but I mean,
helicopters, man, dangerous. Don't like them. Have you ever flown in one? I don't like them.
No, I've never been in a helicopter.
I've been in a helicopter once. Hated it. I was happy when I got to the ground. I was also super dizzy. Did not like it. Not a fan. Not my favorite form of locomotion. But yeah, like people who take private jets, people who take these smaller aircrafts, they take their lives in their hands every time they go up in the air. Bill Burr is known. He's a known pilot. Harrison Ford crashed a plane while he was filming the Star Wars movie. So yeah, these rich people can afford to do these things, and then they create a whole other risk to their lives that they don't take. They kind of take for granted because you know, you get to the Staples Center. Now, I lived there. I lived in Newport Coast. It would take 2 hours to drive to the Staples Center. He could probably fly there in like 30 minutes. So from a time management perspective, sure, but
if you can do it, it's totally worth it. I mean, now we're talking about like opulence. I have a robot car that drives me places.
Exactly. It also helps the environment, and it's.
Like, I know, but it helps the environment only because I like switched my home utilities to.
Yeah, but it was like a conscious choice, not just because you wanted to be baller.
Mm-hmm.
It's all true. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
You're probably great. I would know that you're really good at basketball, and you're probably like an okay dude. But like, if you pay to settle something out of court, I just have a hard time believing that you're as amazing as all these people are tweeting. That's all I want to say.
I think that the calls for him to be the logo of the league are they're a bit much.
Shut that down.
That's
like I said in what I read,
licking their chops on that Photoshop.
What I would recommend is, if you don't know about the sexual assault and rape case in Colorado, go read about that today.
Yeah, read up on it.
And if you do know about that and you don't know about the 81-point game, go watch the highlight of the 81-point game. That was amazing. just from an athletic perspective, what he did that day. We never got to see Wilt Chamberlain score 100 points. So that's like a mythological game that occurred. Like Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game. But that's the only video we have of a human being scoring 81 points in a game. So it's like watching a video game. So yeah, I don't know. It's sad. I feel bad for kind of. I see because I read the thread in our forum, and there's a lot of people who were Lakers fans, and sports fans are weird. They will table horrible things because a player won them a championship.
Well, that happens across everything.
For instance, let's say this player left your city twice and then came back, but in between he came back and won a title for you. You kind of like LeBron still, right? You don't hate LeBron. Now, granted, LeBron didn't rape anybody or anything like that. But, he's not like he's perfect. But we can still look at his time here and, we still are happy that happened. I think that sports likes redemption stories. It kind of leads, there's those setups, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Miles Garrett is going to be an example of that, in my opinion. Like, he had a horrible moment where he hit someone in the head with the helmet. But if you know Miles Garrett, he writes poetry. He's a very peaceful person. He's took part in the dog rescue in Cleveland. That was a really ugly moment for Miles. As a human, I try to look at people and be like, hey, they're human too. But yeah, I think that today it's more about let's let his family grieve. And there was 9 people on that helicopter. So let's let all those people grieve, it's sad. But yeah, I don't want to take any helicopters anymore. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, that's our general news. That was it. Those were the 3
wild general news. Very Cleveland focused, Cleveland heavy.
Yeah, Cleveland heavy, political, really weird. This podcast is weird. Adam's not here to keep us on track, I guess, but Adam never really keeps us on track. So yeah, let's go to Tesla news. We already talked about the Tiger uppercut, because that's what I call that. I know I called it a rev strat and everything, but when that happens every day for
that long,
I'm just like, Tiger uppercut, Tiger uppercut.
Sustained crushing of shorts.
Oh, I love it. You see me you'll notice, Tony, between 3:30 and 4, I'm ruthless. I'm like, I see some Tesla Q, and then it's just a picture of a gurney going out the door or something.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I am ruthless when I'm on the other side of the train.
At some point, but you got to enjoy your moments when you.
Oh no, especially because they've been insufferable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and crazy and lying and.
Yes, the fact that they were liars, cheats, and they were violent towards us on social media, actively coming in our mentions, Screw them, and I'm happy you're losing money.
I've still never blocked one. I'd like to say for the record.
Oh, I don't block anybody.
I still have never blocked anyone.
No, you can't. I might mute somebody.
You block people on Instagram?
I block DMs. I don't block followers.
But yeah, so
I block certain people from being able to talk to me.
CNBC doesn't know what they're doing. They were trying to say something nice about Tesla this week. What happened? Are you guys there?
Asif, did we lose you?
No, I'm here. No, I can still hear you. You guys aren't moving. No.
Oh, he's coming back.
Okay, you guys are there?
Okay, he's back.
Whew. You guys never left me. I was hearing you.
Okay.
But I don't know what the recording will do there, but I'll try to do something.
I block DMs, not followers.
I heard that part. But yeah, I'm going to keep trolling Tesla Q when the margin calls go out every day, because that's fun. Yeah, CNBC tried to say something nice about Tesla on Fast Money and failed again.
Yeah, we haven't talked about. Have we talked about Jim Cramer's turnaround?
We talked about that.
Okay, yeah.
He bought his wife.
Still on board now. He's interacting with all these Tesla fanboys. it's been very interesting to watch all of it happen on Twitter in real time.
It was his wife. His wife convinced him.
Yeah, and his daughter.
Yeah. And oddly enough, you know who convinced Jim Cramer that iPod was a hit? His daughter. So
the kids know stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's why I'm so excited that you're going to be on the new Vine.
Yeah.
on Byte,
because we're going to know what the cool things are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Zara got schooled at the women's rally. You should tell that story.
I did.
You got schooled? Wait, what?
I basically got
wanting us to be quiet that you're not
boomer. Old. So yeah, this girl. So my two friends and I were at the Women's March. We made pretty badass signs, and a lot of people wanted photos with us. So this group of like maybe high school, maybe like freshmen and college girls, they were young, wanted to take a boomerang video of us, which was actually really awesome. Because we had signs like two-sided.
Sure.
Like she got a video of us like flipping them.
Yeah,
and
sure.
She's like, "Hey, let me airdrop it to you." And I was like, "Okay," but my airdrop was turned off, so I was going through the menu to get to it. She's like, "You don't have to do all that. Hand me your phone." So I gave her my phone. She showed me like the shortcut of how to get to it. I was like, "Oh,
like the swipe and hold from the quick menu."
It's like awesome, cool.
And she showed it to me today, and I was like, "I didn't know you could do that."
So anyway, I know how to use my phone.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought you were gonna get schooled way harder. So that's just
no.
That was just.
But I am like a digital media.
Yeah, right.
Person.
We're both
like I should know.
But what?
The interface.
You're on. What phone are you on? Are you on the 11?
No, I have an X.
You have an X though.
Yeah, I have an X.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't have a home button.
Sure. No, I don't have a home button.
So yeah, there was that whole not having a home button adjustment that occurs. My brother accidentally called 911 in his pocket because of it. Because it's really
on my phone once.
Yeah, I accidentally called it on her phone one time.
It's really easy with the gesture system to do it in your pocket. So
I also
they called
take screenshots of my phone like 10 times a day and have to do it.
It's so stupid because you go to grab your phone and you happen to be on the two buttons all the time. It happens.
iPhone SE, greatest phone ever.
I agree. I wish they would make a new one.
When they come out with this, they're saying one's coming out before the end of the year, and if it doesn't have a headphone jack, you're on notice, Apple. I'm going to be very unhappy if there's not a headphone jack.
There's not a headphone jack.
What do you need a headphone jack for?
Because it's
I don't want to buy your fancy. I want corded
dongles.
You want to trip over your cord?
I want analog audio going to my ears. Okay.
The worst thing Apple did was get rid of MagSafe and Macs.
Wireless receivers in there.
Why would you get rid of MagSafe? It was like the best connector
they make
ever.
More money. The same reason they do everything. The same reason we celebrate them for stock price is the reason.
No.
Yes.
I don't think so. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
I still really liked the click wheel iPod.
Yes. Thank you. That's what it is. It's about innovations and user interface. That's what Apple did really well.
Ludicrous. Why does a brand new MacBook Pro not have USB ports?
Because Steve Jobs has been dead for almost 9 years.
You can't just say
that's a fact. You think he would ship this crap? A touch bar? Please.
Yeah, but the stock keeps going up. Everyone knows how profitable.
Yeah, that's a function of being a $1 trillion company that buys back its own stock. Yeah. And also, they were at the epicenter of everything. Like, oh, here, have a tax cut, Apple. Like, Apple needed a tax cut. Thanks, Donald.
Oh man,
20% tax cut.
That was a fire tweet, by the way. But when they were celebrating, when Tim Cook was in Ireland at the birthday celebration of that building or whatever it was, that was fire.
Yeah, when I was like Apple Operations International, which has existed for over 40 years now, right? Wasn't it the 40th year of Apple Operations International, where they sold all of their IP to an offshore company so that they don't have to pay any taxes on their R&D.
That was some amazing marketing.
Seriously.
The best ever. Best ever marketing.
I looked at I'm the reason there are no microphones at the Apple shareholder meeting. Period. End of story. I will never go to another one.
We're uncovering so many non-Tesla things this week on the podcast.
It's just ridiculous. Like,
I like it.
To celebrate tax avoidance like that. And like, it's so inspirational.
You're not just celebrating, you're just totally rebranding it as a whole new thing.
Yeah, rebranding tax avoidance on a multinational scale as creating jobs in Ireland.
Yeah.
And having a great relationship with Ireland. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. But why are stock prices high, Tony? Because Donald Trump cut corporate tax by 20%.
Yeah.
And then all of them repatriated their cash and they bought back shares with it. They didn't do what they said they would.
I want to be a corporation.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. The corporations didn't actually create jobs with those tax savings. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew that giving Apple a 20% tax cut would make the stock go up? I wonder.
Who knew they'd put it right in their own pockets?
Who knew? It's crazy. But yeah, like there's how many trillion-dollar companies now? Microsoft, Google, Apple. I think Amazon is very close again.
Yeah.
It's the four horsemen of the tech apocalypse right there.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the week. It depends on how many AWS clusters are in use.
Yeah, right. But no, I don't know. Yeah, I really, I don't. It's not that I dislike Tim Cook. I think he's doing a good job. But
we should talk about that.
What?
I said I was going to tweet about it and share some more info, but I really just ended up replying to some other people in threads about it. We canceled Amazon Prime.
What?
Canceled Amazon Prime. We're out. We're done. All right?
So how do you
get
caught
up on the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, so we're going to get rid of it.
Well, you know why I want to cancel it? They canceled the Tick. And why? You're $1 trillion company. Why you got to cancel the Tick?
I only half agree with you because I don't like the Tick, but I understand why.
Did you see the new Tick?
Yes, I was like, I don't care about that.
It was like the Arthur story. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
So
but,
wait,
where are you got rid of Amazon Prime? We were like $120 a year. Your streaming service is the most mediocre thing ever. I just like forced myself to watch strange documentaries on it because there's nothing.
I never watch things on it.
All your custom content is just everything is so mediocre.
That's my question. Where are you going to buy things?
I don't know.
What do you mean? What do we need to buy? There's no. I mean, we go to the grocery store.
I shop locally. I'm not into. I don't need things today.
Mm-hmm.
I can go out and get it or make it myself.
Yeah. Here's an example. Like
the distribution center, we're like a 4-hour delivery zone or whatever it is. So we're in like fancy land.
Like I have a computer over here.
Yeah.
Some of the parts I bought off of Amazon. Yeah. Because I couldn't find them anywhere else.
No, that's true. But I don't.
But I could order them through a local supplier and help
I guess out. It's just
it might be more expensive, but like.
So your point is you're rejecting rabid consumerism.
Yeah.
Well, if I need something, I'm gonna go get it, but I'm gonna try and buy it local. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
That's
but
the
you're
biggest
willing to eat the cost.
You have to be okay with it being more expensive.
There you go.
I'm just sick of. It started with fast fashion. Like I got sick of H&M and buying things that were $1, and like some kid in Bangladesh made like $0 making it. Mm-hmm. So I started making my own stuff a lot and buying stuff secondhand.
Yeah.
And like knowing where your things come from is really important. So I think that translates into like tech stuff or whatever else you're buying on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, like I can go through Newegg, and I think I tried to as much as possible.
Yeah, PC stuff, that's really hard, right? And it's everything is a trade-off, right? If you want to support,
because like sometimes
more and you not going to get it as fast, but ultimately that's totally worth it. It's the same principle that you can apply to all these other things going on right now. It's like I put the effort in to make sure that we had renewable energy to our house.
Mm-hmm.
I pay a little bit more for it, but guess what? Everyone that's like, oh, your car still runs on coal. It doesn't. I guess unless I'm on a long trip. Yeah. Other than that, it gets charged here at home off renewable, and I feel really good about that. I put in extra effort and pay more money because I have principles.
But it's not even that much more.
No.
To like make the effort.
Yeah.
And in the long run, if I'm buying less shit, it's gonna cost less. Like if I'm not like just putting stuff in my cart and like getting it tomorrow. I get it in 4 hours. It just motivates you to get more shit that you don't need. I know. We have a tiny house, which helps us not want to get more stuff.
No, that's valid. And like, it's not that I use them a lot. It's just that there are times
we used it way more than I would like.
I looked at it the last year in 2019. I only bought 6 things on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what am I paying $120 for? I guess you're buying a lot more stuff than me.
Well,
so
a lot of stuff, like, because I buy a lot of supplies for things.
Yeah.
So, like, I run a business that makes things. So, like, I need supplies for things. And a lot of times, there, like, aren't that many other options locally. Like, there's Joann's, which is still, like, big box and stuff from China. Or I can go to, like, a local haberdashery place where it's, like, a local mom trying to make ends meet, selling, like, hand spun yarn and stuff. Like, that's more, that feels better buying stuff from a real person that like makes her day and feeds her kids than like just adding shit to a cart on Amazon. So I don't, but sometimes I have to, like, sometimes I can't find it anywhere else. Or sometimes I have to find a person in Australia that makes like hat wire that I can't find somewhere else, and I have to wait like a month to get it, and it has to be on a plane. Like,
that's why I wanted to bring up that there are now merchants that exist on Amazon that are like dependent on it. So it's like this weird thing where Amazon killed small business to the point where, well, now we're all on Amazon. You know? So it's like,
but even Etsy did this. So like Etsy used to be like where you went for handmade stuff. Like you knew you could get it from an artist, from a like local person. Like you could search within your area, and it was all handmade stuff or vintage stuff or whatever. But it was all like real people selling stuff. And then the company went public. And then China took it over and made all these fake accounts that look like they're handmade, but it's all like garbage that they ship over.
Yeah, they just copy every design.
And they pretend, so they steal everyone's designs.
Total race to the bottom.
And people that don't know better still think it's handmade, coming from like some girl in Minnesota, but it's coming from some factory in China.
And they're making crazy markup because now they're selling like what a maker would charge for it.
And all the makers on there can't sell their stuff because the Chinese fake makers are taking over the algorithm and becoming like all the first search results in every category, and it's terrible. So like actually going to a physical store and buying a thing ends up being way better because you know where it came from, you know who made it, and
or where they got it from.
Right.
It like, supports your local economy. Like why would I not want to support my neighbors?
You remember when there were websites?
Like, I need to put a rocket. I need to send a rocket somewhere. Oh, by the way, when you check out at Whole Foods, why don't you put a bunch of extra money in so that we can feed people? It's like, dude, you could feed people right now. You can feed everybody if you wanted to. What are you talking about?
It's just, it's funny how
on my credit card.
The internet in the 90s was so open.
Yeah.
And how there was there would have been, I'm sure, there was some website that you could have gone to for your supplies, you know?
For sure. It was on Etsy.
but even before Etsy, there was like some lady had a blog, you know, and you could PayPal her.
Right.
How we've gone from being so decentralized to now really like 4 portals. And everyone has to be on these portals or else you can't engage in commerce.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating to me how anti-capitalist that is and how anti-competitive it is, and like how nothing has been done about it for so long. It seems like something that needs, I don't know if anything can be done because they Citizens United happened, and like you can't stop the corporations from lobbying.
It's important that we're able to publish this, you know, and say, hey, this is what we think. I think for me, the probably turning point was trying to get an item carried on Amazon. Like, it's amazing when you read that terms of service. Like, even just, hey, sometimes I buy and resell items from Amazon. Just agreeing to their terms of service so that I could write off certain tax expenses. You basically give up your rights to everything when you sign their terms of service as hey, I want you to carry this product for me or in my name. And they're doing that to every single small business and large business that's selling their stuff through Amazon.
Yeah, because there's
they're
no other
not only getting the most competitive pricing they can, they're then turning around and figuring out which markets they're just going to destroy, and they're the only supplier of that product.
Yeah,
like they're doing that every second. Like they're optimizing the destruction of small businesses.
Yeah.
And I think no one's talking about that because people don't realize it's happening.
We talk about it in the craft circle.
I think
like everyone,
two candidates are talking about it. I think Andrew Yang has talked about it.
Yeah.
And I think Bernie has talked about it. And I think Elizabeth Warren has talked about it. Actually, like all three of them have talked about Amazon doesn't pay any corporate tax.
Yeah.
Well, the tax is important, but it's the predatory practice of, hey, do you want to do business on our platform? It's the number one platform. You don't have another option.
How on earth can they put every small business? You run a small business. If you run a profit, you have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
How are they putting small business out of business?
Even if it's like nothing.
Without my point is there's an unpriced externality to Amazon. And it's not being accounted for. They're damaging the economy. It's a deflationary effect.
For sure.
And it's not. They're not being penalized for that.
They're not penalized because no one cares. They just want things for the cheapest price. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
People are just
it's
like,
why,
I don't care. I just want the cheapest crap, and I want it in 4 hours.
Same thing with this thing.
So the same thing.
Why it's made in China.
The same problem with makers. Like, I can't ship things for free. Like, you're going to have to pay for shipping, or I'm going to have to include it in my price, and it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
And people are so used to getting things tomorrow or today.
Yeah, it's totally psychological
for free
at this point.
that it's like you.
Yeah. This right here, made in America, printed in America. This Shacknews hoodie. So it costs more.
Right.
Yeah. I do think that there are companies willing to take that risk, but the biggest companies and the biggest consumers and the average consumer, you're probably right, don't care. And that's a huge problem.
And a lot of it's education. Like, some people really don't know. Like, I think most people really don't.
Okay, here's what I do with Amazon Prime. I give Shacknews $5 a month for free because it's part of Twitch Prime. Yeah. That's what I do. I give some of Jeff Bezos' money to my company.
I do use Amazon Smile. Do you use Amazon Smile? I don't know why that's not the default, like why I have to go in and physically, like even when it pops up and it's like, do you want to do this on Amazon Smile? It won't even give you a link. You have to physically go up and type it because they don't want to give any money to any charity.
Yeah, because the tax write-off doesn't go to them. They don't get credit for the tax write-off. That's why.
I don't know.
Speaking of charity, I should bring this up.
Yeah, you had some good charity tweets too this month.
Yeah, I had a really cool thing that happened.
I forgot some of that stuff that you did.
So I got to, Shacknews has been doing this. It's called Extra Life. It's a charity live stream. We stream for 24 hours on game day. So we started back when Shacknews had an office in New Jersey. So we did this. We used to do streams over in Jersey, and then we did like kind of we have a remote office or like virtual office. So we did like a bunch of different satellite streams one year.
Yeah.
Our team. Our guild is what they call it, the New Jersey Guild. We hit $1 million raised for this hospital, for this network of hospitals over a 10-year period. So they did a dedication ceremony where we dedicated the Extra Life Gaming Corner it's like the rec center of this hospital for kids.
I love that it's physical games too.
So great.
Well, I also gave them a Nintendo Switch Lite.
Yeah, I just love it.
But yeah, there's video games in this room. But yeah, I played Clue. The kids, it was really fun. Like Michael Wang from Shacknews, he joined me. We went so we went to New Brunswick in New Jersey to Children's Specialized. And this is a hospital that provides free health care and boarding for 4 weeks at a time for kids who have been in traumatic situations, traumatic brain injuries, car accidents, degenerative diseases, genetic things. If these kids can't get excellent care and they can't afford it, a lot of these kids are, they're poor or their parents can't afford it. They provide this care for free at this hospital. It's awesome. It's one of the best things I do at Shacknews every year is do this live stream for charity. But yeah, I got to go there on Friday and do this ribbon cutting. I've never been part of a ribbon cutting before.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Team Shacknews. We are the largest component of the guild. We've raised, I think, close to $200,000, if not more. since we started 5 years ago. So, yeah, we've done a lot of work for the kids. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. I shouldn't have to do this.
Right.
This shouldn't be a thing. Anyway.
But it's important that you do.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a thing. Or this money should be going to experimental treatments to figure out stuff. Yeah. You know what they did with some of our money this year? This will make you sad, and this speaks to the situation in Ohio.
I don't want to hear it then if it's
going to you need to hear it. Really.
Okay, tell me.
Kids are being born addicted to painkillers.
Yep.
It's the number one problem, the fastest growing problem for this hospital is how to treat those kids. So they're doing they're like part of a trial with Rutgers, trying to figure out new ways to wean kids, newborns, who are addicted to opioids. That is, like I said,
pretty awful.
We shouldn't have to be doing this. Yeah. This should be the government. This should be a public health situation.
Also, women should have access to health care.
Yeah. Yes. And also the right to choose.
Yes. Yeah.
Which has been a huge problem lately in Ohio with the stupidest. Yeah. Like, you guys, I'm really close to leaving Ohio. If this doesn't work out this year.
Not allowed. Don't do it.
I'm going to peace out. I'm about to rage quit the entire country.
Don't leave.
That's why you want to know why I'm hyperdrive on Twitter, Tony. That's why. I don't want to leave.
I know why. It's all clear to me now.
Yeah.
Take me with you.
Yeah. We'll all go to Japan.
Where are you going?
We're going to Japan.
Okay.
They got public transportation, free healthcare. Adam and Rie and the kiddos are there. Sadie. It'll be fun.
If I start actually driving Lyft, does that mean I drive public transportation? Like I physically drive it?
Yes.
That's cool.
You still haven't fired it up yet.
Actually, I had spent so long and not re-upped it.
Oh, you know what? Oh,
it reminded me and was like, your temp tag expired. I had to renew it in the app. When I logged back in, it was like, hey, dummy, I know you haven't given any rides, but also.
I think I'd be a pretty good DoorDasher if I had to do any of them. I would probably
go. There's a niche that they need in Cincinnati, though. No one. So on the mom group, they're always looking for Lyft or Ubers that have car seats in them because they never do.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, they're like, yeah, no one in Cincinnati has them. It's just in New York and New Jersey. And
that could be your niche.
That could be my niche.
Driving babies.
I could make $74 an hour.
To the airport.
Hey, that's better than working in IT.
What? Better than what?
Better than working in IT.
Hey, yeah, that's true, but it's more interesting probably too. It's not like, all right, open Word. Yeah, I don't know why that module's not there anymore.
So back to Tesla, tangentially. Yeah. I love this game, Just Shapes and Beats. It's what it is. That's what it sounds like. It's a game that's like very minimal geometry, and you're like a little pixel, and you have to dodge stuff on the screen. They want to be in the Tesla, and I think they should be.
Yeah, there's no games like that.
Elon's tweeting about putting The Witcher in the. No, nobody wants to put
No one wants The Witcher 3.
In the car.
Put Just Shapes and Beats.
Like Shapes and Beats.
Yeah, put Just Shapes and Beats in the game. That's a game you can pick up and play for a couple minutes while you're parked. No, who the hell is going to play The Witcher 3 in their car?
I want a 20-hour dedicated.
No one's going to.
20? You wish. It's way more than 20. That game's like 140 hours.
Is it really?
It's long.
No, I didn't realize that.
It's absurd. And also, it would run like crap. Like, it runs horribly on the Nintendo Switch. It just came out last year on it. I can't imagine that the Tesla is that much more powerful. I don't know what the GPU is in that thing.
Hey, but can we talk about Hardware 2.5 to 3?
Yes. Real quick? I asked them again if they would upgrade my car, and they said, no, we're just waiting for California to tell us when.
So, but I've seen all these people that have had it swapped, and they're like, yeah, I don't know why I wanted it so bad, because it doesn't really change that much.
Because the features haven't been shipped yet.
Just for right now. So for right now, all you're really getting is once you get Hardware 3 is you're getting that like preview visualizations package.
Yes.
And that's it. No actual.
The only thing you get is the ability to see cones and stoplights.
Well, what? Everyone should calm down then. Twitter,
no, I paid for it. Damn it! I paid for it. I want it.
I'm like, I don't care about your hardware 2.5 to 3 swap.
How will you know when it's trash day? You won't know.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I want to see all of the construction barrels.
Thing she likes
you know how many construction barrels I drive by and I don't get the visualization? That bothers me. I paid $100,000 for this.
Okay, so that's what it is. I was like, am I missing something? I feel like there must be some other thing I'm missing. No,
this is the entitled Tesla owner part of the.
I
called it the Northeast Ohio add-on because when I was driving north, that's like when all the cones happened. I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing! I took a picture.
Right?
Yeah.
You understand my pain. I drive by construction barrels all the time here. It's like that's why I believe that's the Browns colors. It's construction barrels and mud.
Yeah.
It is,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
And like that's what our city is known for. That's what Cleveland's known for. That's what Canton's known for. Yeah, that's all I want, Tony. I just want to. I know that I don't have the features.
Totally understand.
Mila's favorite are the trash cans.
See,
I totally understand why you'd want it. I'm just saying it doesn't really do anything.
I paid for it. I want it
on a screen.
It still doesn't visualize people very well.
No, it doesn't. No. It looks like little. They look like weird, like sorry characters.
Yeah.
You know,
why
like
they look very like clip art.
Very minimal, yeah, like really poor clip art people.
Like that really bad clip art with the weird.
The motorcycle also looks like bad clip art. Have you seen the motorcycle?
Yeah.
That's pretty whack.
Many times.
My favorite is that like anything larger than a minivan is immediately a semi-truck.
Well, I mean, when I park every night, when I park, the wall in front of me is a semi-truck.
Yep. Same.
And I'm like, come on, Tesla.
Yeah.
At this point, you should know.
Yeah.
We should talk about that. So I tweeted my unpopular opinion about whatever they're calling it, level 5 full self-driving.
Mm-hmm.
I just, after driving this car so much, right? We just did another 1,700-mile trip from Cincinnati to Carolina Beach to Nashville back to Cincinnati. And on this drive, I used autopilot quite a bit. I really feel like, and I tweeted about this, that there isn't going to be a way for these cars to get out of trouble without human intervention. So even if that means there's some sort of like operations center that when a car is in a position where it's in trouble, someone's going to get to see through all those cameras remotely, fix what needs to be fixed, and then allow either notify the driver that they actually need to take over, or if it's full self-driver, they're saying like no one will be in the driver's seat to even be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have somebody with the remote capability to take control of the vehicle. I just don't think there's any, after putting whatever we're at, 18,000 miles on the car.
Yeah.
And I know that the technology can advance. I just don't think that there's enough sensors to overcome situations where the car will get stuck. And the worst thing is that the car is going fast and then can't make the right decision, right? Mm-hmm. That's obviously the worst case.
Yeah.
But that seems to be where the car does the best. It's in low speeds, in heavy traffic, when the car does weird things that you don't expect. And if I wasn't in the driver's seat, it would be a problem.
Yeah.
And that problem would be compounded if there were many more Teslas on the road. I don't think that problem would be fixed by more Teslas.
We were
unless they introduce new technology and more sensors or some other kind of fail-safe or fail-over thing to fix it.
We were in Japan this year. It was like Adam, me, Megaran, Blake, the
crew, the electronic music crew.
Yeah, we were in Shibuya. You know Shibuya Crossing, that really busy intersection. And we were all joking. We're like, there's no way a Tesla could ever make it. How would you get through the intersection in a full self? They're too polite. Like a self-driving car in a traffic jam like that. And I remember NVIDIA showed a demo of a person doing remote presence driving.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have to have someone watching every car.
You wouldn't. Just like a security operations center, a network operations center, you just have a room full of people that can respond immediately, right?
But how many?
Think about how the Air Force. Think about how the Air Force flies drones.
Sure,
it's the same kind of thing, right? These drones are almost completely autonomous, but when something really specific needs to happen or it requires high touch, No, it's a remote people that can then take over and do everything they need to do.
The stakes are higher.
Yeah, if you're a passenger.
I 100% agree about that, and it probably wouldn't be happening on the highway.
Yeah.
But if you're saying like no one has to be in the driver's seat and the car is just going to do everything, I can't see that happening with the current tech without some kind of remote presence to take control of the car.
I also can't see it happening legally. I just don't see the government moving in that
Congress
direction.
Passing that?
I don't see Congress passing
it. They can't pass anything.
Exactly. They can't pass gas. Like, how are they supposed to do? Like, they're all
okay. So let's say that's all true. Does that impact the price target for you? Do you think like, oh, it was going to be a $1,200 stock by 2021, and now because FSD will never be feature complete, do we think that it's a $900 share stock?
I still think that the stock will go up because there's a country where this isn't a problem called China. And they're not going to care.
Also, they're not just a car company. Like, they've got more.
I think that we've talked about this. I think that energy is not properly priced in. I think the software component is not priced in. I think the fact that they're the largest battery maker, lithium-ion battery provider, is not priced in.
Cars.
But, yeah, sure, that will adversely affect it. But my whole thing is that autopilot is so damn impressive. Right. That it is still valuable. And I disagree. I think that at some point there will be a feature complete full self-driving car.
That doesn't require an operations center where they can take control of your car and get you out of a jam.
No, maybe there will be an operations center.
I think there has to be, and I think they should start talking about that now.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's a valid point. But I think that the bigger concern in the United States is actually passing legislation that will allow a full self-driving car to operate. Yeah. I think that's the biggest roadblock for them. But
so many things will have to be revised, like traffic laws and how police, like I feel like so many things, like even infrastructure, like how different intersections work. Like, like I was saying in Japan, there's certain intersections in the U.S. that are like that too, where like.
I was at
what's what.
I went to the Panasonic keynote at CES, and they are working with the Department of Transportation in Utah on a self-driving project because they have to prove a level of efficacy before the state will even. But they're experimenting with it.
Which they should. That's great that they're doing that.
So yeah, I think that's going to be what happens. Is that the cars will ship. They'll have the tech in them. It'll be limited, like you're talking about with the version 3 right now.
Yeah.
They won't be able to do what the demos show us for a while because of laws. Yeah. But that does not make the cars less innovative and the company less valuable, I don't think. I think
I think it does hurt, the idea that for a while, it was pretty popular to talk about
robo-taxis.
Yeah, you can buy your Model 3 and you're going to drive
work for you.
You're going to put it in robo-taxi mode. It's going to earn you $12,000 a month or $10,000 a month, whatever the reasonable estimate was for that. And then come pick you up at the end of the day, and then you drive your own car home, and then you made all this money, and it was this profit center, right? Your car is going to generate you income.
Well, why can't it be that?
Driving the car for 19,000 miles, I don't think that's possible with the tech that's in the car. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think that my car is gonna.
What if robotaxi pivots to be car sharing?
That's fine, but they're not talking about that, right? Everyone's asking, like, there's going to be Tesla Turo, right? That's just built into the app. You could do it on your phone and say, yeah, my car's available, and give it to somebody, and they're going to bring it back.
Yeah.
That's sure. That's totally possible. Turo's popular and successful now on the West Coast. So
especially in cities like here, where we don't have great public transit, and people can't afford cars but need to get places, like that would be a great option.
I think that is this medium. Yeah. Is that you're right.
And then it makes it more accessible to more people.
So your car still makes money for you. Yeah. But it's not how it's currently being marketed.
Totally giving up the use though versus I get myself to work and then I lose access, then I gain access back again. Now it's like I lose access, so they might rent it for however long I allow in my terms of service. you know,
yeah.
It has a lot less utility too. I mean, maybe the money's
you have
worth
to
more
like
to you.
meet the person somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta go find where they drop
to where
it
you
off.
want to go. Like it's a
there's
whole
challenges
thing.
to it.
But
there's things.
It's a valid point.
There's a benefit to having less cars. Period.
I don't have a robo-taxi model in my targets, but I'm going to tell you, because the stock is above 500, my most recent target was 500. I don't have a target right now. I'm going to wait until after the earnings report to come up with a new idea for where I think the company's going.
Yeah.
Long term, it's going higher. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
But yes, these are those things that are out there, you know, like they're not tangible. Model Y is tangible.
Yeah.
Tesla Cybertruck is tangible, you know. So there's a lot of other things coming down the pipeline.
If Powerwalls get more reasonably priced, Powerwalls for sure.
Yeah.
The solar roof, like it's just super compelling stuff.
And then also, if there is a Green New Deal,
yeah,
watch Tesla go through the roof. You know, so like I think that it's like, it's just one component, but it has always been the most aspirational part of the company. Yeah. So I think it's their North Star, and they're not going to stop moving towards it.
Yeah.
And it's going to drive the technology. It's going to drive their innovation. It's going to drive the silicon in the car. Yeah. I just don't think it's going to happen as fast. That's one of those things where Elon, standard time, and reality are going to differ.
And that one's going to be a lot. I just feel like it's going to be a lot on that.
No, I hear you. And I think your point about an operations center makes a lot of sense. Because I would not trust that car to drive without me in it. And I use Summon. I use Summon. It's stupid. It's not the smartest.
Yeah.
I'm always worried when I'm using it. I did it. I went to the our t-shirt supplier, our hoodie supplier, and I showed them Summon, and they were like, "What?"
So yeah, it's totally fun, and it shows you the tech, but it's definitely a parlor trick. There's no question that it's really just to.
But it's good for like
to hype the car.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne Wong when she forgets where she parked.
Yeah.
Like it's useful for some people, I think. Like
I think it is. No, and it's
I don't know.
These are early days.
It was put in there to be like to wow people.
But yeah, I do think that, you know how iCloud never really lived up to its vision?
No, it's always full.
You know,
so you buy more.
No, I don't buy more.
I did. I don't even know how much I have.
I delete more.
I have so much. I called it my Apple reverse dividend. You know, whatever. Now I have my Tesla reverse dividend, my Nintendo reverse dividend. But yeah, I agree. I think it's a risk, but I don't. Because of all these other short-term catalysts, I don't think it's something that you should be worried about today.
Yeah.
Especially,
I worry about everything.
But it sounds like the Maxwell technology, like stuff that they're doing there.
Yeah, on the third row Tesla podcast episode, whatever, their Elon story, their 2-hour
the gang chats with Elon.
Yeah, and his brother joins them later on. But he talks about Maxwell for a moment in that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite interesting. He kind of lights up. He gets like pretty excited talking about it. And you're like, battery day is going to be pretty cool. They're going to drop some battery science knowledge that are going to blow people's minds, I think.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Very cool.
I will put up some B-roll of Elon dancing for us. Because, come on, who doesn't want to see Elon dancing?
So awkward.
A lot of people. Slow-mo too. I like this.
It's like everyone I went to college with.
They asked him to dance. They were like, "Could you do a dance? Because last time you were here, you did a dance." And he was like, "Yeah, I can do a dance."
Look how jet lagged he is.
Yeah, but he's like, "It's at what? It's at 4:20."
Yeah.
Stop across 4:20.
Yep.
Yeah, I can do a dance on stage.
I'll strip.
I got you.
He's walking like an Egyptian. Oh my goodness.
Oh, gosh.
China fam, I got you.
It's so painful though.
Oh wow, this is.
It's literally like every guy I went to college
that face. It is. That's a Carnegie Mellon engineer dance right there.
That is the vintage Carnegie Mellon fight song dance.
Robotics Institute dance moves.
But really, congratulations to the Chinese Gigafactory team.
It's insane, right?
They did an amazing job.
And we talked about this before the podcast, but are we bringing up Germany?
Oh yeah, we should.
Because that's the big difference right there, right?
Yeah, here's
less than a year. You got a factory producing Model 3s.
Meanwhile, in Germany, they're worried about the water at the factory site.
Yeah, which we're all worried about water, but I saw that crowd. That was a big crowd of people upset about the water use.
Yeah, they're saying
totally
the factory
valid concern. I've worked in privacy situations in security with people in the EU, and things go very slowly when there's a privacy issue.
So Elon, the fear is that they're going to need 372 cubic meters of water per hour. And Elon said, sounds like we need to clear a few things up. Tesla won't use this much water on a daily basis. It's possible that it would be a rare peak usage case, but not an everyday event. On the environmental issue, Musk tweeted that only a small part of the forest on the property that Tesla built or bought on the outskirts of Berlin will be cut to construct the planned factory. He said also this is not a natural forest. It was planted for use as cardboard. So it was already a farming forest.
Yeah.
Politicians and industry groups have welcomed the move, saying it'll bring jobs to the region, but environmental groups have aired concerns, and the Brandenburg Water Association warned against extensive and serious problems with drinking water supply and wastewater disposal for the proposed factory. Basically, TLDR, it's hard to get anything done in Europe, period. End of story. There's like 19 commissions for anything.
Yeah.
And I laughed when he picked Germany because I was like, I don't think that's gonna. It's like I remember it was down to like France and Germany, and I was like,
do you want
boy.
the most red tape in the EU? Let's go to Germany.
It's an aggressive move though, and I think it's also smart. I mean, look who they just passed.
Volkswagen.
They just passed Volkswagen's market valuation, right?
And you brought this up too, that there's going to be an anti-Tesla sentiment in Germany more than there would.
Pride for their own brands.
That's fine if the ICE market starts to dry up a little bit. There's going to be people that lose their jobs in Germany, and then they're going to be like, "Oh wait, a new plant's opening. This actually sounds pretty awesome."
Yeah, because
they work for one of the most innovative companies ever. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, that's not so bad. So
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the people as much as I am the corporate interests in the area, and the amount of marketing spend that they can do to do anti-Tesla Gigafactory news hits. I just think that it's just a nice contrast with the Chinese factory going online earlier than expected. But remember, Tesla Q, they thought it was a dirt patch. Yeah. Remember that?
It was all a lie.
It was all fake. And then they didn't put the sign on the right part of the building. So that was a fraud. Meanwhile, this thing, I think the Cybertruck's going to ship before this thing's done.
You think?
I think there's that. Giga was this 4 or 3? This is Giga 3. This is 3. Giga 3, I think, could take 3 years to get done. Just the amount of red tape he's going to have to deal with.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a risk, certainly. But I think
Elon might fast track it just to give all those fired Volkswagen employees somewhere to work.
Nothing about German government says fast track to me. They haven't even made Deutsche Bank take their medicine yet. Like the financial crisis, remember?
I don't think they ever will.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nobody went to prison, did they?
Germany's all about deadlines, though.
Yeah.
They hit the deadlines. They do things on time. They're done early.
I don't know.
Let's real quick, just because. Here you go.
Lola.
I know. Here you go. That's a chart of Deutsche Bank.
Thank you for. Oh yeah, that looks good.
That one from 159.76 to $8.57.
Things you should spend your time shorting.
Yep, there you go. Anyway, They should probably capitalize that bank, Germany. I'm just saying. I don't know. Like they forced, TARP on the U.S. banks. They never did that over there. That's my point. It's 12 years later and they haven't done anything. So I don't believe that the European regulatory bodies are going to be like, we got to fast track this Tesla factory. No, there's going to be like 15 commissions that all have their different say on it.
I don't know, but it's all about marketing. They might just use it as a...
Hey, I hope so.
Now you've got all the Volkswagen execs saying positive stuff about Elon. I'm just saying, it's a little fishy to me,
I hear that.
Everyone is saying, it's going to be a partnership. I'm like, no. That's...
So they're not
pulling you out of your hole.
They're not.
You get to do that yourself.
Partner.
Enjoy I'm not going to play the audio on this, but go watch this video. I interviewed one of the heads of marketing over at ChargePoint. And they're doing some interesting stuff.
So we've driven how many miles now? Road trip miles. We're probably close to like 8,000 or 9,000 road trip miles. And we've never used a charge point.
I'm afraid of it. I don't know what to do. They have them at some Whole Foods and at a couple other places, and I'm always just like, I'll just wait.
I used the charge point when I lived in Texas. Remember, like this is very early on. There weren't superchargers in Texas yet. All right,
can I just like list off a bunch of charge point FUD and then you can just like say no, that's not right?
Okay.
Yeah, I know nothing about it. I'm just afraid of it.
But if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. But
okay,
I think I'm right. So you got to have an app to use the charge point.
That's correct.
Charger, obviously, that one just makes sense. It's not going to recognize your Tesla.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you more than a Tesla supercharger.
That's correct.
Okay. The other thing I think about
charges slower.
Charges slower. It not even close to the max charge rate.
That's correct.
So I just sit there forever. That's why I'm at Whole Foods, I guess. So I can give my money to Bezos while I'm paying to charge my car.
Yep, that's all correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So the good part is that it's a competitor to Electrify America, which I do not support because it is really just Volkswagen.
I like that they're platform agnostic. Like any electric vehicle can charge there.
Yeah,
that is cool. And bikes too. I
can't forget my adapter though.
If they have the right plug.
But I just leave my adapters in the trunk.
Yeah, well, we use ours at home.
Oh, that's right.
I have to remember to like unplug it, like if I go to the zoo or somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I always have to remember it.
That's interesting. Yeah, well, what I thought was interesting, I guess, in this interview, they're making about 4 times as many chargers this year than they did 2 years ago per month.
Wow, that's great.
So it was really, I focused the interview not so much on what they do, but on how they are anecdotal evidence of the success of the Model 3. Because in SoCal, there are not enough superchargers. Right?
Oh, no, you're waiting in line all the time.
So there have to be third-party solutions there.
Yep.
This is where they come in.
That's great.
It's undeniable. I asked him a question towards the end of this interview. I said, what inning of the electric vehicle revolution do you think we're in? And he said, originally, when he got to the company about 2 years ago, he thought they were maybe at the 4th inning. But now, having worked there for a few years, he said we're probably not even out of the 2nd inning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
It's really an interview about where we are and where we're going and how this company reflects this secular growth. Yeah, and they're also making a home charger.
Yeah, I saw that in the clip. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of neat. It's not. It's not that
cool.
cheap.
What does it cost? How much does a home charger cost?
Attached to your charge account, and then you pay through that? How does that work?
No, I think you set it up like a normal charger in your house.
Okay.
It looked like you had to mount it and everything and wire it.
I think it was around $700, Tony.
That's too much. You got to beat Tesla's price.
I know.
You said it was 8 times faster than an regular outlet.
9 times. It just means it's a 40 amp breaker.
Okay.
Yeah, 48 is the max, but it's also variable. So if you have a car that charges at a lower speed, you can still charge it on there. Or the way that they were selling it, which I actually thought was kind of novel, is you could set it to like 17 amps. Say like you have a 100 amp breaker and you don't want to get another breaker. You can add this to your house and say, okay, I'm going to charge it at 10 amps or 20 amps. So it's a solution for people who don't want to put in that extra infrastructure.
Yeah.
But then once they do get the breaker, they can flip it to 48. It's not competitive with Tesla.
No.
Tesla clearly makes a better charger. Tesla is very much like Apple, though, when it comes to the plug and everything. You know? So this is a solution for other EVs.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a good first step. I do think that, like...
I like that it's normalizing electric.
I'm interested in putting one of these here. You know? Like, having, like... Because it's like... To me, it's like a vending machine. You know? It's like a 21st century vending machine. Like, I want to...
That's true. You're just attracting some flow of a certain type of customer. Yeah.
And yeah, Ohio doesn't, like, Canton specifically. I actually, you know what? I did find a charger. There's a courtyard where all the staff was staying during our Game of the Year deliberations. There's a courtyard Marriott. They have a charger there. I think it's a charge point. But yeah, I'm starting to see. Oh, and Walgreens has one.
So there's courtyards usually have destination chargers.
It's not courtyards. There's 2 hotel brands that now many of them have chargers. I'm forgetting which ones though.
But yeah, I also do like that they have that waitlist function, so you can secure your spot. If there is a line, you can be up next.
Would you pay extra to get your spot saved? How does that work?
No.
How do people know? You have to
yeah, you
get
have
it
to
ahead of
put
time?
Your phone on there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's all built into the app where if this spot isn't reserved for you, you can't charge.
Okay.
So that's actually a peace of mind thing. I do think there's elements of this that Tesla should steal.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Like, yes, I can look at, on the real-time Tesla map, like, I can see how many spots are available, but I can't reserve one remotely.
Right.
I also wish it would know, like, I mean, it does. It knows, like, how many of, like, if 2 of 8 are taken, but it always gives you that thing that's like, if you stay any longer, you're going to get charged. Like, it should just be smart enough to, like, know that I can keep parking there if there's, like, 5 other ones available.
Yeah.
I think that's annoying.
It is.
Because they might not charge me anyway, but it's like a fear thing where I'm like, well, I don't want to get charged, so I guess I'll move.
Yep, they're showing an i3 in this video.
It is smart enough.
But it makes you move even if, like, there's some available, right?
It's just because they want to tax.
There's a threshold. If there's only 2 available,
right,
then they want you to move. If there's 3 available, they might not have you move. It's variable at all of them.
Okay.
But it is
smarter than I thought.
It is smart enough. Yeah, it is. I think it's happened to us a couple times where it's told us to move and you're like, there's an empty spot or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like this.
Elon.
Jay Leno's garage.
And then they chased him.
That's the backstory, by the way. Apparently they were filming Jay Leno's garage. They're doing an episode with the Cybertruck. And he was either on
there it is.
back from it or something.
In all of his glory.
Just insanely huge.
That's ridiculous.
There he is, just smiling.
It's very cool.
That's going to be a great episode. I hate Jay Leno, but I will watch that episode.
It's painful.
He's an insufferable jerk. He basically took comedians in cars with cough, whatever the hell. The Seinfeld show, he took it and he made it worse.
True story.
Didn't he
hate
do
it
first?
That happened.
Who cares? Whoever did.
Leno was doing it first.
I bet Jerry was already working on it. They going out to dinner, and Jay's like, oh.
Except Jerry's a likable guy, so.
Oh man, I know. Listen, I'm not like a huge fan of his.
I'm not a fan of either of theirs.
I'm just saying that Conan, but I really like that he came out and was like, electric cars are the future. He said it before many other people did. Was like, Tesla's onto something. These things are amazing. The only place it doesn't make sense is for long-haul trucker situations right now because of energy density. Other than that, this car destroys all other cars. He was like the first guy to say it, and he's been in every car ever and owns half of them. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Wasn't he one of...
He still wears...
Didn't he have like the GM car?
Tuxedos, but...
What is that?
Wasn't he one of the early adopters of the GM electric vehicle? Not the Volt, the original.
He owns like every car, every rare car he has.
Yeah, but that was the car that GM leased, and you had to return it. Do you remember? And who killed the electric car?
Yes. Where they bulldozed them all, right?
GM's first electric car, the EV1. The EV1.
Yeah, EV1, right?
I thought maybe he was an EV1 adopter. It might be Danny DeVito I'm thinking of, but yeah. I mean, as much of a douche as Jay Leno is, I will appreciate him for helping Teslas be more visible in a positive light. Because you have the jerks at Top Gear and the New York Times who have definitely done hit pieces on Tesla in the past. So it's nice to see someone that's going to be on CNBC. I think his show's on CNBC, or at least it reruns there. But yeah, this is whatever gets Tesla in front of the media is good, and it's all free publicity. And it just looks badass. That thing on the road just looks sick.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I had someone ask me if they could buy my Model X when I get my Cybertruck.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you switch over?
What'd you say?
Or do you love your X too much?
I told him maybe, yeah, I might.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I pre-ordered the I pre-ordered the truck, right?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking I was gonna have to buy it from you at some point because you weren't gonna want it. And
you think I don't want the Cybertruck?
You got it and you didn't want it.
You didn't want it when you pre-ordered it.
Yeah, you definitely did. We had to convince you to.
We basically forced your hand to pre-order it.
I mean, deep down
on the stream, there's footage out there.
We have.
I know, but deep down, you know me, and I just.
It was on principle.
It was more about, I should have this thing. It's like aesthetically, I hope it changes a little before it ships. But
okay, dude, unrendered. That's how we like it.
It's going to be interesting.
Like our stuff empty.
The minimalness of the cars is definitely. I just
hope the interior changes. That's all.
Yeah, I think they could do some things to make it a little more appealing. But you know what? There's going to be some.
We've got time.
Yeah. I had one other thing I wanted to show you guys. I thought was kind of interesting.
I had something else too, actually.
You did? What you got?
We have a contest.
Oh snap!
And a prize.
Again?
Yeah. This is like a way better prize than our normal stickers and Hot Wheels.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is a real Tesla product number 1549272. Men's plaid tee black. It is a size large. I'm putting that. I'm telling you that up front, okay?
Okay.
So don't win the contest and then be mad that it's not extra small or something.
I'm not even going to enter the contest.
This is it.
Oh.
Tesla t-shirt plaid mode.
Logo on the back.
There's the logo.
Oh, that is sick. Where did you get that?
Limited edition.
Real talk.
My mother purchased it.
I may have received this for Christmas and I'm now regifting it.
Why, do you not fit the large or you just don't want it?
I didn't like the fit, but I see a lot of people wearing this t-shirt. They look great in it. I just don't look great in it. So
okay, that's fair. So I want to ask you, dope or nope?
No, I don't understand. You wasted the frunk, and I didn't even understand the tweet.
It's stupid.
I mean, I like seeing my logo on things, but
I feel like you could see the way that guy whipped his phone out right there. It was out of pity, right? He was just like, yeah, I'm going to take a photo.
I saw it, and I was like, well, that's a perfectly good frunk he just ruined.
Very strange.
I know.
I don't know.
I don't like that trend. I just wanted to have a dope or nope moment with you guys.
I don't know why.
I'm glad we're all on the same page there. That is a nope.
It might just be like an East Coast, West Coast thing. Like we don't understand it because we're on the.
Well, they said it was for
we're on the middle
meetups
coast
and stuff, so they have their logo visible.
It
doesn't have an actual function. It's just to look cool at meetups. That's
also,
what they said.
Did you guys?
I guess it looks cool for a meetup at night.
I guess so.
Did you folks see that Lego is doing an International Space Station?
I did.
I know.
I saw this.
They're going to have no choice but to do Tesla stuff if they end up making that one, because the only way you're going to be getting up there is going to be in a SpaceX rocket.
Yeah, right. Falcon 9, some Dragon capsule.
Going to be awesome.
Yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh man, I think Lego might have got me back with this one. I kind of.
Yeah, Neil's gonna want this one.
Right? And Lego stuff is super expensive, so I can't imagine what this will cost.
It's very cool. We've watched the last couple of rocket launches with Mila. She was actually way more into it than I thought. I didn't even think I was going to be into it.
Brought that down. She drew all kinds of rocket pictures during the last one.
She started drawing rockets.
She's quite the artist and cinematographer.
She's in a group called Girls Who Code.
Oh, rad.
And they make like cool things and
it's pretty
learn
sweet.
How to code. It's kind
of
fun.
Yeah. Here's a dumb tweet I saw.
Sometimes they just watch Vine videos, but
well, whatever. Here's a video. Here's an image that I saw. This guy drew a mythical high-speed rail system in America, and I was like, "This would be cool."
Looks like Ticket to Ride.
It kind of does. I was like, "This would be cool, but maybe Hyperloop instead."
It'd be cool, but it already exists
Why
for
does it all
everyone
go
that has
Chicago?
a Tesla and autopilot. That's what I think.
No, I want faster, Tony. I know I don't drive as fast as you do.
I only go half the speed of this.
That's what I'm saying. If we could travel 220 miles an hour, I would be so signed up for this, dude. Because think about how fast I could get.
Property perspective. Think how many parcels. It's impossible. Forget it. Don't.
What? Have you been to Texas?
Stop looking at it.
Have you been to Texas?
I was born in Texas.
It's never happening.
Have you been there? There is nothing between Dallas and Houston. Nothing. No. And you know what there is? You know what these corridors are? Highways. Build it along the highway.
You can do that some places, but there's a lot that you can't.
Why not? Eminent domain.
It would not be in our lifetime for sure.
You celebrating eminent domain.
But
if I get a high-speed railway system that connects the entire country, yes. Sometimes eminent domain has to happen.
Nobody wants to go to any of these places. Just you move to the city that you live in.
Why do I have to go through Chicago to go anywhere?
No. We could. You wouldn't take a high-speed rail to Cleveland?
I appreciated it.
I 100%
yes,
would.
I appreciated that the blue line jogged down and it went Indy to Cincy to Columbus to Cleveland. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Also, how does that one go like through the border wall?
I don't know.
It goes over it or under it. I don't know. Maybe it goes through it.
Is that the tunnel?
The one that connects Juarez to Cheyenne? Yeah. I don't know about that one. And the Tijuana to San Diego one? I don't know about that. It's a very optimistic map. All I'm saying,
we're too individualistic for this. We're all gonna buy Teslas and we have autopilot, so we can go to any of these cities.
You know what country has a pretty sweet high-speed rail system? Japan.
Yeah,
it's freaking awesome.
You're right.
I'm just saying, because I had to fly to Newark for this thing, right? I was on like one of those, the La Bamba plane. I was on the La Bamba plane, and it was pouring rain, and it was super turbulent. Man, if I could just get on a train, I would. That's all I'm saying. Or if it was a Hyperloop, I definitely would. If I could drive my car into a Hyperloop tube and be shot to New York, and then I get out and I can drive my car, I would do that.
Yeah.
How do you not want that future?
For sure.
I'm angry, Tony. How do you not want that?
I want it. I just don't see it happening.
I know.
It's to that extent.
I know.
Like we have to want it, and I don't see. I mean, even looking at like environmental issues, like we can't even think past our own generations to like the future to make things better for not us. Like we can't even invest in things that we're not going to see the end of.
Sure.
Because we want to enjoy it ourselves.
Do you know how many jobs this would create?
Yeah, and it would also take like 5 decades to build it all.
Fixing the roads we've got and the bridges.
So we'll just
drive
keep
our cars,
filling our potholes.
all that rubber for those tires.
That's some status quo magumbo. I'm not having it. I want a Hyperloop. I want a national Hyperloop.
I'm just rationalizing.
You got to dig a hole for the Hyperloop.
You don't have to dig a hole for the Hyperloop. He had a whole model where you could build it on top of highways.
No, I drove all around it and looked at it. It was cool. The Hyperloop's cool. It's all cool. It's just I'm just being a negative Nelly.
Let's start in Texas. There's no one there. You know this. Between Houston, just connect Houston, San Antonio up to Austin, to Dallas, back down to Houston. Do a Hyperloop triangle.
We all just need helicopters, and then
if we all had a helicopter pad.
They're super safe.
Too soon.
They're fantastic. And now, that's only a half joke. Galley at Hyperchange did a couple clip videos this week about vertical takeoff and landing, electric vehicles. He thinks Elon's going to release one. Everybody's got stupid Photoshops out there on this like vertical takeoff and landing machine. That would be super cool though, especially one that ran off renewables. But it's pretty similar to a helicopter.
They're just not safe.
So maybe
they're inherently unsafe.
Yeah. I don't want, and I think Elon even said this about flying cars, because Larry and Sergey over at Google are working on one. I think Larry is. He's like, I don't want, like, he's like, cars fail on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't want something that can fail that's like flying above me.
Yeah.
Because that's going to land on me.
He said the same thing about
even a bigger liability.
There's only a couple models of jets that are grounded right now because they're unsafe.
Yeah, exactly.
Indefinitely.
It's all levels of risk, is what I'm saying. It's just levels of risk, guys.
I'm gonna have to Dikembe Mutombo your flying car idea. The Hyperloop is far better.
To over under how many people have to die for it to be useful.
Right, exactly.
I'm all in.
All technology. It's true about everything. Food supply.
How cool would it be if Ohio had the first Hyperloop? Why don't we want this?
No, it's cool.
Because we elected Donald Trump as president.
Because Vegas is already
and Obama twice.
No matter what, Vegas has already has
one. A different time.
It was America's a big dumb pendulum. That's all I'm saying. And we swung way too far one side. We're gonna swing the other side. Let's get Hyperloop while we're swinging left. That's all I'm saying. Like if we're doing these big, it's like
on the left.
But we're gonna talk about that debate real quick. They all asked about war. And how many troops are you going to leave everywhere, right? You know what question they didn't ask about the war? How are you going to pay for it? Because we just pay for war. We don't consider the costs of war. Yeah. Why can't we have that attitude with infrastructure? That's all I'm saying.
Or education, or healthcare,
or any of these costs.
And the percentage of it that goes to war is insane.
That's what I'm saying. And that we borrow
10% of it,
and it's a much bigger impact on people's lives.
That the U.S. government borrows money against the full faith and credit of the Social Security General Fund to fund war.
Yeah,
and that's okay, but we can't borrow or print money to do this, or anything. That's all I'm saying is that America was great when we did crazy public works projects, because you create jobs, you create a vision for the country. I'm not saying I want high-speed rail. I don't. I want Hyperloop. I want that map, but Hyperloop, and better.
Yeah.
And more efficient. But watch China will get a Hyperloop first.
Yeah.
Isn't Vegas getting a Hyperloop?
It's getting a demo that might be you might have to come to CES next year if it's up and running.
Working. Oh, did you get to go did you get a ride around Vegas in the autonomous car? Did you get? No,
it's a lift.
I tweeted that you better do that while you're there. That's okay. We'll just keep being the C squad of electric vehicle journalism.
Gee, thanks. At least we're journalists. Journalism.
Okay,
you and
hold
your
on.
journalism.
I'm gonna do the contest.
Shacknews.
Listen, large plaid mode T-shirt.
Okay, so what do they have to do?
The contest question is you have to answer this and tweet at us.
The first person to tweet at you wins?
First person to tweet the correct answer to this question, okay? This is a little bit complicated. Okay. There was a Disney executive. His name was Michael Eisner.
Uh-huh.
And he had a partner in crime over at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an electric vehicle early adopter. If you tweet at us the make and model of the special limited electric vehicle that he drove and was a fan of, you win that T-shirt. So just tweet at us. I will tell you.
Make and model.
Make and model.
Doesn't have to be the name of Michael Eisner's buddy. Just the make and model.
It has to be the make and model, but you got to figure out who I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was another Disney executive who was into electric vehicles. So.
And this is Eisner era, so this is a while ago.
Yeah, you're going to have to do some work. You're not just going to Google this and find it.
No, that sounds interesting. I like trivia, so this is good. Cool. Well, good luck to whoever out there. I hope you get that shirt. It looks cool. I would have stolen it if it fit me, but...
Here, let me hold it up again.
I mean, plaid mode is just...
Plaid mode's ridiculous. It's pretty cool.
That's great.
It's
Elon's such a dork.
It's very Death Star trench.
It is.
To me.
Did you see the Star Wars?
Speaking of Disney.
Did you see the Star Wars?
Yeah, we're way out of general news now. We can't just talk about the Star Wars movie, can we? Or can we do anything the show?
It was so good.
You liked it?
It was so good.
This is the least.
This was designed and manufactured in California.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we don't mess around.
So,
no
you liked the Charlotte liked the Star Wars?
I liked it, and I hated the last one as much.
Did you like the Star Wars, Tony?
No,
I did not.
I felt like the last one was just like, okay, you met like a basic level of enjoyment.
My take is the Star Wars is over now. So no matter what, we can all move on with our lives.
It's true. But the humor was so much better this time.
I agree.
The last movie was so painful.
I will say the very end.
You didn't need it.
You ended the whole the Skywalker saga. You ended it with a knock-knock joke. And that's weird.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. Outside of that,
I was so like happy at that point that I was just.
Yeah, I will say, visually, one of the most impressive movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
loved the imagery of the Death Star crash down there and the Sith planet.
Yeah.
There was some really cool imagery in that movie.
It was cool.
And I thought Rey. I'm happy with how Rey's story played out. It was weird. It was disjointed. I kind of wish they just gave JJ all 3 movies. It probably would have been more cohesive.
Everybody wants that at this point.
But or just given anyone the 3 movies. Just didn't like what they did was weird. But given all that, yeah, it was fine. But like I said, the Star Wars is over now, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm done though. I don't need the Mandalorian. I don't need.
How dare you?
I don't need it. I'm good.
We need it.
No. Look at me. Look at me. I haven't watched it yet. I'm fine. I'm out here. You know what I do? I sit there and watch Bernie Sanders videos. I don't need Disney Plus. I have YouTube and Bernie Sanders all day. And then I clip it and I post it to social media with hashtags. That's my job.
We had kids coming over to our house just to watch Mandalorian because they.
So you were like a legitimate South Park episode, basically.
Yeah.
There's the Scott Malkinson show.
My daughter asked what a gremlin was. So I started describing what a gremlin. I was like, well, where do they come from? Well, like a mogwai has to get wet or eat after midnight. And she's like, well, what's a mogwai? And I'm like, okay, hang on, I'll pull it up for you. Of course, I show it to her, and she's like, it's like Baby Yoda? Like, no, it's not Baby Yoda. But now that you brought that up, they completely stole.
Well, then I had to teach her what a Furby was because then we were talking about like. Yeah, so then I showed her those. And I was like, yeah, Aunt Heather used to have these. It was pretty great.
My parents are from the 90s.
Lola is basically Gizmo.
Right, exactly.
Like, you could have just showed her a picture of Lola and be like, that's a mogwai.
Yeah, with more skin in the ears.
Yeah.
Skin in the ears.
I mean, if you could see her ears, that's her ear right there.
I hear the dog upstairs doing something.
Okay.
Sound good.
Well, that's the show. This was super long.
This was. That's how long it's been since we caught up. We had to talk about Star Wars. It's been out.
That's what I mean. Like I had to find out what you thought of the Star Wars. It was okay. I'm happy.
So the bar was very low after the last movie.
I agree.
So I was sort of like, well, I'm just gonna go see this thing, I guess.
There were elements.
Like very pleasantly surprised.
There were elements of this most recent movie that honestly 5-year-old Asif probably used to ask people about. Like, what if we put the Death Star laser on a Star Destroyer? Like, things like that are things that I thought of when I was 5. So part of me liked it. Part of me was like, I could have written this when I was 5 years old and it would have probably turned out the same. But yeah, no spoilers. Right. It was fine.
There were as many things I liked about it as I didn't, so I felt like, all right, it's okay that this was it just kind of met all the marks it needed to. And
it's funny though. It's divisive too. Surprise, surprise. Star Wars divisive again. But yeah, now we have Picard to be disappointed in.
You got the wrong people here. There's no Star Trek
What's
fans
that?
in this house.
I don't even know what that is.
They made a show about the captain from Star Trek The Next Generation, but he's retired and like on a vineyard.
Okay.
And it's only on CBS All Access.
Oh.
So you have to pay for their online subscription to watch it. And I'm not going to do that.
Hard pass.
Yeah, so I'm like, eh.
I kind of want CBS.
Speaking of Star Trek, Donald Trump's new
Space Force
initiative. Yeah.
Did you see their outfits?
The logo.
Did you see their camo?
Yeah, the digital space camo.
Digital space camo.
Yeah.
What jungle planet is he expecting us to invade?
It's just like in Moonraker. Didn't they have on actual camo in Moonraker?
But it was like white and gray.
So it was actually better in a James Bond movie?
Yes. The James Bond space camo at least was on brand with the moon. Where this is, I don't even know. But Space Force, yes. Yeah, that's another thing. No one asked about how to fund Space Force. But man, healthcare, nope. Got to figure out how to fund that.
Not as important as Space Force.
No. So yeah.
Well, Trump talking about Elon Musk was maybe my favorite.
Oh boy.
Soundbite of the week.
Oh, what did he say? He said it was.
Don't play it. I can't hear it again.
No.
Rockets. He's a rocket. Did the great rockets. He's the
best rockets.
National treasure. He's like a Thomas Edison. Like also.
Okay, this is actually a good headline.
It's so good.
This is a good headline, surprisingly from CNN of all places.
Thank goodness. It's a CNBC and a CNN you brought up. No Business Insider this week.
Donald Trump was asked about Elon Musk. His answer was incoherent.
Hands down. I watched it so many times.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I'll just read it. Well, you have to give him credit. I spoke to him recently, and he's also doing the rockets. He likes rockets, and he does good at rockets too, by the way. I never saw where the engines come down with no wings, no anything, and they're landing. And I've never seen that before. And I was worried about him because he's one of those great geniuses. And we have to protect our genius. You know, we have to protect Thomas Edison, who fucked over Tesla, by the way.
You're right, exactly. Of all the people to use.
And
we have the wheel.
We have to protect all of these people that came up with originally the light bulb and the wheel.
So painful.
And all of these things. And he's one of our very smart people, and we want to cherish those people.
He's on drugs. There's no question he's on drugs. No question.
The best soundbite of the week.
I can't stop. I've read that like 30 times, and I keep laughing. Hey, we had to. We didn't have to play his words. We just had to read it because the Rockets. How is this guy president? How stupid are we?
I don't know.
Get better, America. This is your chance.
It's not the president
Take my
we
energy.
want. He's the president we
Seriously, take my energy.
Go
out there and vote against this jaboofer. Holy crap. Wow. That's how you end a show, though, right there.
I told
That was
you.
really good.
Best soundbite.
That puts a perfect bow on this episode.
Tie it up. We went full circle with every topic. It was perfect.
Yeah, this was good.
So
I wish Adam was here. He was working. But no, thanks Tony and Sarah for making the time.
Thanks for having us.
You can follow them on social media at Tesla Fudge.
Thanks for zooming us.
And I'm at Techno Sucks on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram because I hate Facebook. And I am on Byte. So you can follow me.
I'm going to join this week. That's going to be my thing.
Yeah, Army of Techno.
Are we going to have a co-account? Or are we going to do separate accounts? What are we going to do?
Oh, I don't know.
It's weird. I told you, you can't share it. It's Apple OAuth. It's really weird, dude. I want your take on it.
All right,
from a security perspective.
I'm getting an account. I'll get an account tomorrow.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm just curious what you guys think of it. I'm Army of Techno on there, all one word. It's a weird mishmash of me being an idiot and my dog. and then like some clips that I pirated and posted, because copyright infringement is your best entertainment value on social media.
You're just testing the platform is what you're doing.
I am, because I'm like, it's in beta, so it might as well be a tester. But I already have like 30 followers or something stupid. Like it's funny. It's got some problems. Vine was great, but it got acquired by Twitter, and Twitter has shown us that they have no idea how to monetize. Have you seen the promoted tweets? Can we just talk about this real quick?
Yes.
I think I might have mentioned this before. How do you have a pre-roll video for a promoted tweet? Like, I'll see like a LeBron James highlight, but it's like sponsored by Microsoft, and they run like or like Aquafina had some TV show that launched last week.
It's pretty strange. I mean, you still see it though, so maybe it works.
It's not working. It makes me hate everything involved. I don't like the promoted tweet, and I don't like the brand from promoting the tweet, and I especially don't like having to watch a pre-roll before another ad. Yeah, it's like two ads. It's like ad inception. It's weird.
I don't mind a promoted tweet. It's marked. What do I care?
Promoted tweets are fine. It's just the pre-roll.
Like, it's just like using my Gmail. I don't even see any of the promoted anything.
It's the second part of it. The fact that there's a pre-roll ad for a promoted tweet that I don't like. The promoted tweet is itself an ad. Like I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So my concern, Vine died because their monetization never came into fruition.
Yeah.
So Byte, I don't know if they have even considered monetization yet.
I bet they have.
I hope they.
I hope they thought there's gonna be a TikTok vacuum. Also, 1 minute videos is garbage. We got to go back to 6 seconds. It's way more.
6 seconds. That's how much time I have.
There are still YouTube compilations that come out filled with old Vines that people will sit and watch for 10 minutes. Like, there's a lot of channels out there.
Yeah,
that is still a thing that happens.
But yeah, so I'm on Byte. This video is gonna go live on Shacknews Games on YouTube. We're also Gamer Hub videos on YouTube. If you want to see some of our interview content from CES, there's still some interviews going live. Toby eye tracking. We interviewed Atari. I interviewed a lot of people, and I'm pretty good at interviewing people. So, but yeah, check out the ChargePoint interview if you haven't. It's worth checking out.
I'm going to check it out.
And
in our contest and
the contest. So tweet at Tesla Fudge the answer to that question. And this is going to go live on our Podbean podcast facility, which shoots out into the interwebs on all sorts of different things. So we're on Apple Podcasts and Google Play and some other stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So you can listen to us there. But really, this podcast is better consumed on YouTube because we have video components. We show articles, we show videos. So probably watch us on YouTube. Would be the best way to consume it. And you'll probably see like 15 Michael Bloomberg ads during the episode.
Especially after we've said his name so many times.
Yeah.
Unless you give money to Bernie or Warren.
Yeah.
You won't see them as much.
Apologies for the Michael Bloomberg ads. It's not my fault. That guy's a billionaire. He has a lot of money.
We can't
help it.
We can't control what YouTube decides to put on this.
The algorithm.
Yeah, it is the algorithm. But I think that's everything. Shacknews on Twitter, Shacknews on Facebook, Shacknews is on Byte. So Shacknews is all. Yeah, it was weird. I actually used my Android phone for that because you only have OAuth for one account on your device, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a Google phone that Google gave me to review Stadia. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I have a Google phone that now it's the Shacknews Byte phone. I couldn't have 2 Byte accounts on one app. That's a problem, I guess. But what are you gonna do? So yeah, you can follow us there too. But that's it.
They're just trying to get you to be a what's it called? Never mind. It's a bad way to end the podcast.
I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, you can find us on all those places. And I will probably tweet at least 3 more times about Bernie Sanders before I go to bed tonight. And they'll be good. They'll be good content. You know, the best though, I mentioned Tom Steyer. Bernie's reply to Tom Steyer, yeah, good, okay. That's my energy for the rest of 2020.
Super memeable.
It is my universal reply to most things now. It's like, hey, congratulations on Extra Life. I'm like, yeah, good, okay. It's just like, let's get this done, you know? It's not, like Sarah mentioned earlier, we cannot celebrate anything prematurely this year. We can celebrate in November after Donald Trump's been kicked out of office, but we have to keep working between now and then, if you believe in any of those causes we mentioned. So yeah, this is not a political podcast, but this episode certainly was.
Politics heavy.
It happens. It's
we can't
adjacent.
afford to be apolitical.
Yeah, we can't. And I think it is adjacent to our mission as an electric vehicle podcast.
For sure.
So yeah.
Agreed.
And
for sure.
Lola was here, and she was a good girl.
Hi,
Good job, Lola.
She didn't
Way to be bipartisan, Lola.
No, she's a big Bernie fan. Telling you. And she likes Breath of the Wild.
Pommies for Bernie.
Palms for Bernie. I actually...
Katie's in the Yang gang. That's why we made her stay upstairs.
No, but have you seen... I posted pictures of Lola with just hashtag Bernie 2020. So like,
I know, I saw this too.
So like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm going ham with this.
You're hard. I know. You're hard to keep up with. You're filling up my feed.
He's my number 2.
That's fair. You know what I mean?
I'll vote for any of them when they get the nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like Biden, maybe. And I have to be real
careful. I'll vote for that Jaboo for 2.
I will. I'll just be
It's like blue no matter what. But if Biden wins the nomination, I'm planning my move to Japan because he's not going to win.
Yeah.
He won't beat Trump. I will start like planning. But I hope we go more liberal than that. We need to go more liberal than that, and we will.
You both just took a deep breath, like,
for sure.
It's okay to be optimistic and motivated right now. We can do that.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not being naive. Just be motivated, stay vigilant, like stay true to your causes. Yes. And if you do have a candidate that you like, you can go to their websites, figure out how to volunteer. I know that the Sanders campaign is doing these call centers in Ohio where we call voters in Iowa to convince them to caucus. Because the caucus is really weird. It's not like
messed up this year.
Screwed up because there's too many people.
Yeah. It's gonna be really tough. So you want them, if you know anyone in Iowa or New Hampshire, definitely reach out to them. But there's also ways to volunteer where you can reach out to strangers on behalf of the campaign that you like. So just go ahead and do that. Like this is the year to try. Next year we can all give up if something terrible happens this year. But no, not this year. No, not that energy. So that's it. This will go up at 5 p.m. on Monday, January 27th.
When's the earnings call?
That's a good question. Tesla earnings. It's this week, isn't it?
Yeah. I just don't know which day. I want to say Wednesday.
I'm going to have to do my live
That's
blog
fine.
post of it. It's the 29th after the market closes. So probably around 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday. So maybe, I don't know, are you around?
Yeah, you're going to live blog it? We should just live stream it.
Yeah, we could stream it.
Time?
5:30.
What time? 5:30 Wednesday?
It's going to be Cybertruck Reveal live stream version 2.
Yeah, we can do like a stream reaction to it.
Do it.
Okay, well, whoever's around.
I'll be here.
I'm sure Adam will wake up for it.
Mila will be here.
We'll get Mila's live reaction to it.
Yeah, she'll be excited. We'll just have her draw rockets.
Cool.
And post them.
Yeah, I want to see some of Mila's art on social media. This sounds cool. Not her videos. I know her.
Mila's art.
Yeah, hashtag free Mila's art. Also, hashtag do not post any of her videos. They're too hot for TV. I don't know. Didn't she do some like behind the scenes stuff for you guys?
Oh yeah, she
like filmed you guys. You didn't even know.
She was filming us like from the back seat on this last trip.
That's what I meant. Like she was like she caught you guys like behind the scenes.
Yeah, I
right?
had to go through all the footage and delete videos off the iPad. She was like, "Where's that video I made?" I'm like, "You're recording mommy and daddy talking about stuff I don't want to record. You can't just do that."
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I was like, "This is not acceptable. You can't just like record us saying anything you want secretly." Yeah. She was super mad. There was one that there was just a clip that I cut down. And she knew I cut the clip down.
She's like, that song starts with these 5 words, and instead it starts like this.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So.
Wow. The dangers of giving your kid a camera.
She made an entire vacation video. I think she still has maybe.
It's like a vlog. It's like, so now we're doing this, and if we stopped at this restaurant, and if you want to get some of this, you can go to blah, blah, blah.
We cut it down, and it's 12 minutes.
But it's like a travel log.
All her own transitions.
Yeah, she did titles.
All her own audio.
I can't wait for the day that she convinces you to have a YouTube channel.
I know. I feel like I'm going to be super mad because I'm going to post it and it's going to get like 1 billion hits.
She's going to all like, are we going to send this to the YouTube guy? Like, I don't know who the YouTube guy is, but no.
My mom and dad's autopilot video has 54 views.
I love it. That she thinks that there's like some guy at YouTube that you send videos
like a producer.
Yeah. He's going to be
the Google producer.
Like, all I need is my big break and then I'll get on YouTube.
Get us on the...
Once my dad thinks the quality's high enough, we're going to give it to the YouTube man.
Oh my God. Well, I need to hit stop record on this so I can send this video to the YouTube man.
Okay.
So, yeah, this will go live at 5. And I actually have to edit another podcast. I recorded my other podcast.
I know, I saw that.
Shackcast is back after it has been gone since before this podcast started recording.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a while, but it's back. So I can shout into the void over there too. Oddly enough, more political over here this week than over there, but maybe.
Oh man, that worries me.
I like it.
I don't know if I can.
I'm here for it, Asif.
Awesome.
I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, deal with it. Cool. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit stop record.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.